The Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career.
You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author 2 times over, is my co-host this hour as we talk to you about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Jose is in Tucson, Arizona to start us off this hour. Hey, Jose, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Dave? I am a big fan of you two. It's an honor talking to you guys.
Well, thank you, sir. How can we help?
Okay, so I just recently got, I am signing up for life insurance through Xander Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am no longer together with my son's mother. She is out of state. And I did not want to put him as a beneficiary. So my question is, I was listening to you and you said that trusts are not really a good idea unless you have lots of money and it's kind of a trouble to handle them. So I was wondering, should I have my sister or one of my siblings as the beneficiary and give them instructions on my will on how to provide for my child until he turns 18?
No, we do use a trust for this situation, but it's only formed upon your death.
Mm-hmm.
And so upon your death, the beneficiary is the Jose Sons Trust, or whatever you name the thing. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's the beneficiary on the life insurance policy. And then you've already designed the terms of the trust, how the money's to be invested, how it's to be handled for the good of him. And you can set your sister up as the trustee. Who would your son go to live with were you to pass away?
He would go out of state with his mother.
Okay.
He is almost 4.
Okay. Then yeah, you'd set your sister up as the trustee, and then you can put all kinds of terms in the trust.
That's right. You sure can, Jose. You can control a lot. And the reason you want to do that is, your sister can be the trustee with clear terms of what you're wanting, but you would also develop what's called a contingency trustee. This is the person that would be the backup if something were to happen to your sister.
Yeah, the successor trustee on that. But so you do your normal will, and the will would state that upon your death, a trust is formed, and give it a name. Each trust needs a name, and it'll be funded by this life insurance proceeds. Mm-hmm. And then you change your will when the child becomes old enough that you would just leave the money directly to the child, meaning like when he's 21.
Right. Okay. So will and trustee. Okay. And if my brother would be the backup,
yeah, that'd be fine. It's just someone that you trust to carry out your wishes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they would have to follow what my will says to the letter, right?
What the trust says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if they don't, they would be liable to be sued by your son later. Because they're acting in his best interest according to the terms of the trust. For instance, when our kids were minors, Jose, that trust is no longer in our will because our children are grown. Mm-hmm. But it was said if something happened to both Sharon and I, we were married, of course, at the time. If something happened to both of us, the money would be left into a trust for their good, for the good of the 3 kids in our case. And it said things like the money is to be invested in 4 types of mutual funds with a 10-year track record each: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international, like we do our investing. So we knew that the money would create an income then. And then the income off of the trust is to present X number of dollars to the person taking care of the child. So you would send the equivalent of child support to your to the boy's mom, okay, to help take care of him. And then beyond that, we can take you can let a certain amount be there out of that, or you can do it however you want to do it. You can figure out a calculation. Then we said the only time money can be taken out of the trust other than that is for a medical need, maybe a car when they're a teenager, and then college. And then after college, when they graduate, the trust is to be turned over to them. The money in the trust is to be turned over to the child. That's how ours was set up. But we were very specific on the investing, and we were very specific on, what the money could be used for, and then it's there to support the child in the growing up years.
Yeah, you can have all kinds of control from the trust. I mean, you can set it up to where they get certain money, dollar amounts at certain ages. Dave, I remember I coached a lady years ago, and her and her husband had amassed a fortune around $5 million, and she determined that every 2 years her kids needed to go back through Financial Peace University or they weren't getting their disbursement. And it was just one of those things. She wanted them to constantly be reminded of how to handle it the right way.
Wow.
And I told her, I said, you can rightfully put that in the terms. It's your money.
Absolutely, you can do that. I didn't do that, and I started Financial Peace University, but there you go. It's not a bad idea. I like this.
Yeah.
Melissa's in New York City. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Good. Thank you for taking my call. I've been following you guys for a long time,
Thanks.
so thank you.
How can we help?
Question for you. My husband is retiring in the next 6 months, the mid part of next year. He's been at the same company for 35 years. He will be 55. My question is they're giving him two options, either a lump sum payout or pension payments.
Mm-hmm.
And we really are torn between the two.
Okay.
I know what we're leaning towards.
Yeah, it's easy. It's really easy.
I say take the lump sum.
Exactly. And you roll it into an IRA, and there are no taxes on it.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Now, this is the stipulation now, and this is what brings us far in line. His employer, the stipulation with the employer is in order to get that lump sum, we have to go through a financial advisor or a financial group of some sort. They're going to cut the check to that financial group or that financial advisor, whoever we choose.
That's interesting. Well, that's what we want you to do anyway. Because if they cut the check to you, they have to withhold 20% on it, and the entire amount becomes taxable. Okay? So we do want them to cut the check to your new IRA, is what it is. It's actually not to the financial advisor, but it's the IRA that the financial advisor arranges, and it's called a direct transfer rollover. So how much is this lump sum, Melissa?
Rollover.
That's okay. A direct transfer rollover, yeah.
Direct transfer rollover, okay. $1.7 million.
Oh, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Way to go. I'm proud of you.
So we keep watching it very closely because the better the market does, the bigger the payout. And then he says that if it goes up, if it does go up more so in February or March, he's going to cut the deal right then and there because we can't neglect, a couple $100,000.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
He's going to go for and I think that even if we made 1.5, I still think we would have taken it.
You need to take it.
Because
you need to take it every time. Here's why. When he dies, they keep it.
That's right.
If it's in the pension, it's a $1.7 million swing on the decision.
So even if it's 1.5, take it.
Take it.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
If it's 0.5, take it.
Okay.
Because
math.
it doesn't survive him.
Yeah. No.
And you invest it. Get with a SmartVestor Pro at DaveRamsey.com, and they'll help you do that direct transfer rollover. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
It's easy for us to all get bogged down into finances, and that can really hinder your work performance if you have something going on in your personal life.
I just remember this feeling of hoping I'm going to make it till my next payday.
Am I going to get the electric bill paid?
Our grocery money's gone.
Retiring and planning for the future was nerve-wracking.
What's going to happen when there's just no money, there's nothing there?
So as we look at trying to create a culture where our employees can be successful, being able to reduce that anxiety and take control of their lives is important. And that's where the Smart Dollar program really plays a critical role for us.
It's a teaching tool. You're giving them a lifelong skill set, whether it's getting out of debt or budgeting or how to best prepare for your future. There was something in there for everyone.
I was really surprised by how quickly I was able to start tackling my goals.
It makes work easier because I know I'm working towards something.
I've paid off over $20,000 in debt this year.
I paid off all of my student loans.
Expect to be out of debt by this year.
We don't have arguments the way we did before.
Smart dollar brought me and my wife together. Now we can retire with dignity.
The stress of carrying that financial burden is gone.
We have truly changed our family tree.
Teaching someone how to be financially responsible shapes your entire life.
Hey guys, I'm George Camel, host of the Dave Ramsey Show video channel. You know, every day people from around the country come to our lobby to do their debt-free scream on air. And we celebrate that so much because we know what freedom from debt can actually mean. It means that people are free to do amazing things and live like no one else, like jet ski the Great Loop, or start a dream business, or retire early and travel the country in an RV. Or maybe it's simply giving more of their money or their time through volunteer work or ministry. So here's the deal. If you're doing something entirely outrageous and out of the box, and it's all because you're debt-free, we want to hear from you. Sharing your stories can encourage other people who are making their way along those baby steps. Just send an email to daveonair@daveramsey.com with the subject line, Live Like No One Else, and let us know what life looks like for you now. We can't wait to hear your stories.
We're drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs.
CHM is not health insurance, but it is Christians helping other Christians by sharing each other's medical bills.
The medical bill sharing from CHM was exactly the way the website described it. There were no surprises, no bait and switch, no hidden agenda. CHM did everything they said they would by sharing all of our eligible needs.
We like that it's a nonprofit ministry and that we were being better stewards of our money, all while helping other families.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Get started today and check us out at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget.
We absolutely believe in it.
Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host this hour. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Dan is with us. Dan's in New York City. Hi, Dan. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Chris. How's it going? Thanks for taking my call.
Certainly. How can we help?
Well, me and my wife will be having a baby in May of next year.
Yay!
And, yeah. So basically, I'm looking to get some insight on the best way and how soon to get the baby set up. Right now, I just have jotted down in front of me 529, opening an index fund in the baby's name, maybe even putting the baby as an authorized user on my credit. How soon, and of these things, which one should I go for?
The last one, never. They should never be an authorized user on your credit. You can't. You can't form a 529. I'm sorry.
Not as far as giving them access to the card when they're older, but just to have them build credit.
I don't want them to build credit because I don't want them to go into debt.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I do fully understand your views on credit cards, but I was just wondering if that was just something good for them,
No.
Yeah, you can't understand it because you're suggesting it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to...
no, but for real, that FICO score, all it measures is how much debt you have, how long you've had it, the type it is, and the likelihood of them giving you more. So I don't want your kid I want you to grow up, I want them to be weird. I want them to never know debt because their daddy had his act together.
So as far as the 529, he has to be born and you have to have a Social Security number. So you can apply for the Social Security number after the child is born, and then you can open the 529 or an ESA or an index fund. In all cases, you will be the custodian, and the account is open in the child's name, but you're in control of it. And so I would just start with the 529. I wouldn't fool with an index fund. Let's go ahead and get the 529 going as a good step. And that's only if you are at baby step 5, meaning that you're out of debt and so forth.
And Dave, I know I've heard you say this, but I want to reiterate for people out there. If someone is in debt and they're considering adding to their family, are you telling them to wait until they're out of debt before they add to their family?
No.
I know that. I just wanted you to say it again.
I mean, we don't pick marriages or babies based on whether we're in debt or not.
Right.
But in all cases, whether you're married or not, whether you're having babies or not, you need to be working your way through a plan to get out of debt and build wealth in every case. So that's what we're going after. And so in Dan's case, it's pretty simple. The only thing I would do of the 3 things he was asking about is I would do the 529 and get that started if you're at baby step 5. The great news is he's obviously going to be a great dad because he's thinking about all these things.
He's intentional.
Yeah.
And overall, the best thing you could do for the kid is to get through those steps. Like, keep working the plan yourself and don't do anything that puts you going backwards at all. That allows you to make progress for yourself and his baby. Congratulations, Dan.
That's awesome. Mitchell is in Chattanooga. Hi, Mitchell. How are you?
Good, Dave. Hi, Chris. So over COVID, I became an insurance broker, and I found Art Williams, and through him, I found you. And my question is, I've never been a 1099 contractor, but I'm also still working part-time as a W-2 employee, and I don't know how I'm supposed to file for both or file one at a time. I don't know how to start with that.
Well, I'd probably get a tax professional to help you do it, but it's fairly simple. As a 1099, you're self-employed, and it is it's a sole proprietorship of a business. And so you have the W-2 portion of a standard tax return, and then you just fill in what's called a Schedule C. And Schedule C lists the income onto 1099 and any expenses associated with your business, and the difference is called profit, and the difference is taxable.
Okay, great. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you so much.
No, Mitchell, thank you for reaching out, because a lot of people are going to find themselves in that situation, Dave. When we at one point had 58 million people unemployed, had people that are working hustles and side hustles. And so you start to get these tax forms in, keep them in one place, but you want to reach out and deal with a professional that can guide you the right way. And I know our tax endorsed local providers, these are people that are in this game all the time, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I do, Mitchell. I just check on one of those, because here's the thing. You may be able to write off some things that you don't know about, and you may not be able to write off some things you think you can.
Right.
And so it's worth it if you've got a Schedule C, if you've got some self-employed stuff, to get a pro on it. Just click ELP at DaveRamsey.com, and those guys will help you get that done. But it's a fairly simple process. It's basically a little profit and loss statement is what the Schedule C is. It's your income for your business minus the expenses for your business equals the profit or the taxable income of your business. Ricky's in Louisville, Kentucky. Hi, Ricky. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thank you. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Great, man. How can Chris and I help?
Well, I made a mistake, and I had bought a car. I owe a little more on than it's worth right now, and I'm trying to figure out the best option to, because I'm working on baby step 1. I'm trying to find the best option to, I guess, get rid of the car without having to, voluntarily surrender it, so I can get a $1,000 car to roll with and save my stuff up and pay my debts off.
Okay. So how much do you owe on the car?
Right about $11,000.
And what's it worth?
Looking at Kelley Blue Book, it came out around $6,000.
Did you roll over another car loan on top of this loan?
I did not.
How did you overpay that much for the car?
I think I was just desperate to get a car, and I wasn't really looking at what I needed to do before.
So the Kelley Blue Book was a trade-in value or a private sale value?
There was to be honest, I'm not 100% certain on that one. I think it was, I can't tell you, to be honest.
You're looking for private sale, which is more than trade-in. Yeah. Trade-in's what a dealer will give you for it. And so what is your income?
It fluctuates. Right now I'm on a 1099 income, but I'm averaging probably about 800 a week on that.
Okay. You know, you're so far upside down. If this number is accurate, if that is the actual private sale number, and you're $5,000 or $6,000 in the hole, 50% on this thing, it's only $11,000. You're making $50,000 a year. I would go ahead and just pay it off. I would just put it in your debt snowball and attack it and get it paid off. Because I don't think trading out of it's going to do you that much good. If you trade out of it, you're moving from a $5,000 car to a $1,000 car, and you've still got a $6,000 debt because you got to borrow the difference.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So by the time you do all of that, I just pay off the $11,000.
Yeah, just get it out of your life, Ricky. That's weird. Dave, he had to have looked at the trade-in. I mean, that just sounds too far off.
That or he got screwed.
Well,
I mean, I don't know which it was.
Well, that's possible.
It's very possible.
But if, listen, you throw your shoulders back, start to get intentional, and, you're already looking, Ricky, at ways of bringing in money. You keep hustling. Just get this thing out of your life, but just take care of it, right? You want this thing to continue to run so you can continue to make money.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today here on the air. Chris, I think cars, we don't talk enough about cars. They are, I love cars. I'm a car guy, but they are a financial trap.
Oh, my goodness. And Dave, not only is it a trap, but it can catch you at the most inopportune time. I remember back years ago, PD, is pre-Dave. I did this stupid. I went looking. Y'all ever gone looking? You just go browsing. You didn't intend to buy, but you go looking, and guess what comes home with you?
It's like petting a stray dog. It'll follow you home.
It followed me home. The vehicle came and a payment. So guess what? I don't go look now. I don't browse. So be careful what you look at, because you can do some stupid.
I go to buy.
That's right. There's a difference. Cash, baby. Cash
is king. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
What's the question for the day?
All right. So this whole thing has been fun. I don't know if I can top this conversation we've had, but just saying, we usually do like a Save or Cave question. What's cool about this is the viewers at home get to vote in the poll that pops up in the corner as well. So I'm going to ask you, would you rather save money by living in a treehouse, like a super dope treehouse, or an RV?
Ooh. The RV.
It can be a modern treehouse. It can be like a tiny house in a tree. Or an RV.
They're both actually appealing to me. I might be a weird person.
They are today too. It's hard.
Yeah, because the RV's mobile, so I could go different places. The tree house is just like, I think I might choose the tree house.
I'm going with it too. As much as I like travel, dude.
I love nature.
I've always wanted to live in a tree house since I watched Tarzan.
Tree house, you got spiders, you got birds, you got snakes, you got you don't have a toilet.
You're
you don't
thinking
have
of like a tree
you
house.
don't have a hot shower. Bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a toilet in the tree house.
You said a fancy tree house.
I'm talking like a nice tree house. Like
bro,
you can
what
live in
nice tree house?
Airbnb, tiny house, bro. Like,
you talking about that kind of tree house?
Nice. Air conditioned. You can have a fireman's pole that comes down to your four-wheeler, whatever. You got bathroom.
That's the tree house.
Nice. But you can't travel. And you got a nice little forest.
But if you're talking about that, I'm thinking you're talking about like a tree house in the back of the yard.
No, not a sandlot.
I'll do the tree house for real. I'll do that too. That's kind of romantic. Get the wifey up there.
Hey.
Yes, Lord.
It's peaceful too.
It is. And you hear the birds. I mean, you got some AC.
You got the higher ground.
Yes.
Just in case there's people, no one can just.
I'll get a little nervous though, because what if like we have an earthquake or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
You find some strong trees.
Have a cushion at the bottom. just have a cushion.
You do need to have a cushion.
You got
just
to
in
pull
case
at the bottom. You can just
A pool.
fall in that. A pool. Yeah, hot tub, whatever.
Nah, man, now you talking about drowning, bro. Nuh-uh. Yo, Jacinth, thank you so much for rocking with me today, man. This was an amazing show. I'm so just proud of you and what you're doing.
Thank you
for, just representing all people well, and especially us millennials, man. You're killing it. Make sure when you pay off that debt, make sure to text me and just let me know so we can get you on the show with Dave. I want you to come and do the debt-free scream because your story is amazing. And I know Dave would love you.
Bro, we got to have her on. If you come and do your debt-free scream, we got to have her on again.
Oh, we're going to bring her and a man. Because hopefully, here's my thing. She come, what if he pay off his debt? What if he propose?
Oh, boy.
We wouldn't do that to you.
I'm like, bro, drop that question. You debt free? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yo, Jacinth, we love you, sis. Appreciate you so much. And you keep in touch, man, for real.
Thank you so much for all of your inspiration and motivation. I've been following you for years now, and it's really helped to keep me on track and stay on my P's and Q's. So I appreciate you for doing what you do. You never know who's watching.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, for real. That's amazing.
Step 1, $1,000 to start your emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all debt using the debt snowball. Step 3, 3 to 6 months of expenses in savings. Step 4, invest 15% of household income in Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement. Step 5, college funding for children. Step 6, pay off house early. Step 7, build wealth and give.
People call my show all the time complaining about how awful their timeshares are. And I've been saying this for years. Don't do it. What's going on out there that's allowing this industry to just continue?
Dave, it's greed. And honestly, this isn't going to change until the industry decides to recognize that they have a customer service nightmare because of a terrible product. They're not taking care of their customers, which is why we're flooded with calls every day. Timeshare Exit Team is different. I mean, we've now have, almost 20,000 people out of timeshare contracts.
Actual results.
Actual results.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
If you need out, Timeshare Exit Team is the team, the only team that I trust to help you. Schedule your free consultation by calling 844-999-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Will Smith, hanging out with you guys here today on the video channel. And I want to remind you guys, we are giving away cash all from now until Christmas. You can enter every day for a chance to win $500 cash. We're giving that away every week. And then right before Christmas, just in time for Christmas, we're giving away $5,000. That's huge. Make sure you go to daveramsey.com/giveaway and enter for a chance to win. Right now, Alpha and Jacinth are here to do their debt-free scream. We just saw them on that video on the Anthony O'Neill Show. Now they're here. We're going to hear their story coming up right now on the Dave Ramsey Show.
On the debt-free stage, right here in the Ramsey Solutions lobby, Alpha and Jacinth are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hello. We're good.
Welcome. Where do you guys live?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nice trip over to Nashville, huh?
It was nice.
Well, it's good to have you guys. And here to do your debt-free scream. So how much have you paid off?
So we paid off combined $130,000 in 3 years.
130. Okay, now explain this to me. Combined, you were...
So we were not together. I started my debt-free journey in 2017, and then I met Alpha a few years back, and so I finished paying off my $90,000 in May of this year, and then he paid off his $40,000 before we got married.
I started in January.
Okay, and when were you married?
October 26th.
So we have 2 debt-free screams.
Yeah.
Officially.
All right. All right.
Alpha, did she encourage you to get started? Tell the truth.
So, to be honest,
yes.
How it went was I when you're a man, you want to throw things out to see if you can get her to start thinking about marriage and get a response.
Yeah.
And before I can even get the words out my mouth, she says, "I'm not marrying you with that."
Whoa!
Just like that.
She's
so
cold.
It was more than encouragement. It was inspiration.
Yes.
It was a whole lot.
It was
It changed my life a great deal. So.
Serious carrot right there hanging, dangling right there.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you,
Just
very
said,
cool.
how did you get so feisty about this money stuff?
Well, I had some life happen to me in about 2014. And then when I came to in 2017, I said, I have a decision to make. I can keep going the way that I'm going, or I can get back on track, because I actually knew being in debt was never a good idea. I actually saw Dave at Central Christian when I was about 18 or 19, started the book More Than Enough, and got to the integrity part, and I thought it was so good I just stopped reading the book. But the plan was in the back of the book. So I got off track. I didn't have a plan, got into debt, and then kind of came to in 2017, said, okay, it would be really nice to be debt free. And then I thought, when would it be nice to be debt free by? I was like, well, let's see if we can be debt free by 30. And so I made the decision, and then I started creating the plan, because in 2016 I only made $17,800. So I ended up tripling my income within the next year because of the decision and the focused intensity.
Okay, so let's break these down to start with. Jacinth, you paid off by yourself before you were married. How much?
Over $90,000.
$90,000, and that took you how long?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, and your range of income during that time?
From $17,000 to over 60.
Wow. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a whole bunch of other things.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And your your $90,000 was what?
Student loans and credit card debt.
Okay, very cool. And then Alpha, you paid off 40.
Just under 40, yes.
And you did that in about just a few months, right?
Correct. I started in January and I was complete by August.
Okay, so 8 months.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
Nice.
And your range of income during that time?
Anywhere between 28 and then I ended making 65.
Cool. And what do you do for a living?
I'm an educator and a whole lot of other things as well.
Okay. All right. Lots of side hustles with the two of you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool, guys. So that's the 130,000 is the 90 and 40 combined.
Yep.
But they were done separately, and then we tie the knot, and you got married in October, you said, right?
Correct. Yes.
Wow. Very cool. This is so
And
fun.
I'm assuming this wedding was done debt free.
Oh,
okay. All right.
Never again.
All right. You said never again.
Never.
Well, she
That's
wouldn't marry him if he had debt.
That's
She ain't getting married on debt.
I just want to make sure.
You don't even need to check that. That's
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
Seriously, I mean, just
Well
the level
done.
of focus and what you did and the amount of time, it paves the way for you now. You've got opportunities in front of you instead of debt and obstacles.
Man, amazing.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, the snowball's rolling in the other direction now.
Amen.
So watching the account stack up is actually kind of amazing. You have to blink your eyes a couple of times. Like, wait a minute. Now all the money we were throwing on debt is now ours.
It's ours.
And now we hope to save to pay for a house cash. So
sure.
Yes.
Pretty ambitious on this end.
You got it. You can do it.
Love it.
Okay, now I'm interested. A marriage and family therapist is in love and still draws this hardcore boundary, not marrying you till you got rid of the debt. Why?
Well, I really wanted to be weird, if that makes sense, personally. And then in joining my life with another person, I would hope to be with someone who could match my level of intensity in some way, shape, or form. And so to me, it's kind of being able to accomplish something before we even get married. So that's our first accomplishment as a couple, is going into our marriage debt free. And I grew up with a lot of really supportive, great family, and I want to honor the people that came before me and leave a legacy for the younger people behind me, because when I was when I was 27, I didn't have kids and I wasn't married, but I thought, what's the best way to prepare if God, blesses me in that position? And so I thought, okay, well, right now I can do my best to get myself in a good situation so that if I join with someone else, I can go in as prepared as possible.
Powerful.
And so, yeah, that's really what it came down to. And now I am, married and have a bonus daughter. So it kind of worked out.
Okay. All right. So, Jacinth, you have a daughter from previous?
Alpha has a daughter.
Alpha. I'm sorry. I got that. I'm sorry.
Which is not our daughter.
Okay. Right. She's your daughter. Okay. Is she with you?
She's here.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's her name?
Her name is Adama.
Oh, she's beautiful. Okay. And how old is she?
She's 8 years old.
Okay. Very cool. Awesome. So has she been practicing a debt-free scream? Does she know how to do this?
Yeah. We had her prep.
Okay. Maybe a little bit. All right. Very good. All right. So tell us, what is the key to getting out of debt, each of you?
Sticking to the plan, staying focused, staying determined. It's interesting because there were times when I had lots of money coming in, big checks, 5 here, 15 here, and I'd bring it home and I'd look at it, and then Jacinth will call me and say, okay, you got this money, what are you going to do with it? And there's all kind of things you can buy.
Oh, yeah.
My TV's down. I need to get tints on the car. She's like, just put the whole thing on the debt. And sometimes at first, that's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, it is.
So once I got over that hump, that broken mentality, that neglectful way of thinking with money, it was kind of easy after that. Once I put that first big lump sum down, everything just followed through then. And I'm thinking about my offspring. I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about what we want to accomplish later as well.
Think about I want to get married. I got to get rid of this debt.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Extremely motivated.
It's funny because one day he was talking about adding on more side hustles, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Can you be quiet? I'm trying to marry you." He's like, so he was focused, and I was like, "Oh, that's what you're doing." And I haven't even told him that when he said he was going to pay off his debt and gave the deadline, it wasn't that I was skeptical and that I didn't believe he could do it, but it was just he paid the majority of it in like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
So I think that what you've mentioned about focused intensity times God is unstoppable momentum, and the things that happen when you make a decision and commit yourself to that are incredible. Like you can't even make this stuff up.
Amen. You guys are a powerhouse, man.
Yes.
You guys are heroes. I'm so honored to meet you. Very, very well done. Very well done. And I like that phrase, neglectful thinking. I had to abandon that neglectful thinking. That's a powerful phrase.
It
man.
really is.
Well done. All right. Adama, you ready?
You ready?
You ready? All right. Alpha and Jacinth. I'm just going to total it together. We heard the story. They did it separately, but now they're together. $130,000 paid off in 3 years. His portion in 8 months, making 17 to 60 for her, 28 to 65 for him. From Las Vegas, Nevada. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We are debt-free. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very well done. Man, that's incredible.
It really is.
They are powerful.
My goodness. It just shows you, Dave, the power of making decisions and the right people around you, what you can make happen.
Yep. Good stuff.
It is.
Man.
Watch out for them. They're going to make some stuff happen.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
I knew it from the very beginning that I was meant to be a hairstylist and create. The paperwork is my least favorite part about running my business. I knew there was a better way to do my taxes.
Around here, we're big believers in high-quality real estate agents. That's why we found the best agents in your area to work directly with you. These folks actually care about your financial journey. They hate debt as much as you do and won't sweet talk you into accepting a deal you're not comfortable with. Oh yeah, and there's no extra fee to work with them. You'll get access to the profiles of trusted agents in your area. You can expect those agents to contact you directly in less than 24 hours. It doesn't matter if you're buying, or selling, or both. We're here to help. So if you're ready to get started, let us help make this experience simple and rewarding with the top trusted endorsed local providers in your area. Go to daveramsey.com/agents and find your agent today.
One of the things that makes the Dave Ramsey Show unique from other shows is that we genuinely care about our listeners. That's why we are very intentional about choosing our advertisers. Blinds.com offers high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And then their customer service is truly unbeatable. They make it simple to shop for blinds, shades, and interior shutters from home with easy online ordering and free shipping right to your door. And Blinds.com will help you every step of the way, just like they've helped thousands of my listeners with free design help by phone and online. Plus, they guarantee the perfect fit. Go today and take advantage of this week's special offer.
Hey folks, welcome back. I'm here with Alpha and Jacint and Adama, who just did their debt-free scream. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I heard some of your story on the Anthony O'Neill show. Check that out, guys. If you haven't seen that yet, go to Anthony's YouTube channel and watch her. She was talking about how she wasn't going to get married until this guy paid off debt. How does it feel now to be here doing your debt-free scream now that that's happened?
It's awesome. It's amazing. It's very inspirational.
We're grateful.
Yeah, so you talked also on that video about how you took on a lot of side hustles. You mentioned you do a lot of different things too. A lot of people find it hard to take on side hustles. They think they don't have enough time. What would you say to those people?
I would say to first think about what you do best, because sometimes that will help and go the long way. And, whatever is available, whatever you can stand, whatever you can manage, it's only temporary. It's just a stepping stone for you. And then stick to the plan.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are there any shout outs in just a few seconds that you guys want to give while we're here?
Definitely want to shout out our families and, my judge, my cousins, and all of my great friends and all of our good friends.
Our families, our parents, everyone who has done whatever they could to support us and keep us on track.
That's awesome. We're proud of you guys. More show coming up.
Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today here on the air. Open phones at 888-825-5225. David is with us in Chicago. Hi, David. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, good afternoon, Dave and Chris. It's an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. How can we help, brother?
Hey, so I work for a large manufacturing company with locations throughout the U.S., and I aspire to be in management. And the company culture is to, every 3 to 5 years, go to a different division and a different position and role. And so with that cadence, I am debt-free, but I'm looking for some guidance on renting versus buying as you're, climbing the ladder of a career.
Most of the time with a 3 to 5 year range, you would buy. The only thing you don't want to do is to buy in a market in a city where the real estate market is stagnant. And so, like for instance, if you're going in and you say, well, I've got a 4-year window at this city, you would ask the real estate agent for some indicators of how hot the market is. What's the, in the neighborhood that I'm looking in, what's the DOM, the average days on the market? How fast does a house sell? And if you hear 28 days, then you got a real hot market. If you hear 280 days, it takes 9 months. No, we're not. That's a slow, stagnant market. in that case. And the other thing you want to ask them about is about appreciation during that time. How much is the house going to go up in value, or how much have homes in that area, in that neighborhood, gone up in value? They can pull those stats from the MLS very quickly. It's not hard to do. And so if you've got, usually they run together, by the way. If you've got a real hot market and the houses sell quickly, then usually you have a good high appreciation. The thing's going up enough per year that you'll make enough on the house to not only pay the expenses, but make a profit. And of course, if you live there 5 years, then that's it. If you ended up changing jobs and staying, then that's it too. So you're owning the house the whole time. Now, if you're going to be there only 2 years, you're going to find some markets where you're not there enough to, the house won't go up enough in value. You'd end up losing money selling it, even if it was a hot market.
Right.
Yeah, and David, the other thing I'd remind you to do, and this is what's gotten a lot of people into trouble, is as they buy a house and they move because they're transferred, they try to hold on to that house and then have it as a rental property. Well, again, you don't want to go that route. So the thing I would tell you is to make sure, if you are going to be there over that 2 years or that 3 year window, just make sure you sell said house before you move on to the next one.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I've had that idea before, so that clears that up.
Yeah, very good, man. Hey, thank you for the call. That's some good question.
He is. He's thinking.
Sam's in Baltimore, Maryland. Hey, Sam, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
All right. So the short and sweet of it is I have a car. I'd like to sell it, buy something in cash with the proceeds of the sale of the vehicle because I have some positive equity in it, and then use the money that would have went to monthly payments for the next 3 years to pay down debt and to go towards retirement. The problem is my wife doesn't want me to do that.
Your wife doesn't want to get out of debt?
Well, her opinion is we're going to get out of debt quick enough without having to do that, and she thinks I'll be unhappy if I get rid of my car. I kind of agree with her, but also I think logically, and watching your show over the last couple of weeks, just got tuned into you, it's it makes more sense to get rid of the car.
How long have you been married, Sam?
11 years.
Okay. And what other debt do you have outside of the car?
So we have $25,000 in credit cards. We have a debt consolidation loan that's about $15,000. I will say this: we have about $30,000 in inheritance that we should be receiving in the next month or so. So that's essentially going to knock it down to about $10,000 left. We have a really good income also. So we make about $235,000 annually.
What do you owe on the car?
So the car, I owe $32,000. My monthly payments are about $690. I could sell it, and the value of the car is about $50,000. So I'd have just under about $20,000 to buy something used.
Why do you have so much supposed vehicle equity? Did you put a lot of down on this thing, or did you get a great deal?
Yes. No, well, both. Yeah.
Put a lot down on it.
Pretty decent in negotiating, and I had quite a bit down.
Okay, so let me get this straight. After the inheritance comes in, you have a $32,000 car payment, and you have a $10,000 debt. $42,000, and you make $250,000.
$230,000. About $235,000.
Okay.
My wife also has a car. It's $30,000. That's at a 0% interest rate. We just got that. We actually put quite a bit down on that as well. So I figured I'd throw that in the picture too.
Okay. So do you have any other debt other than we've heard so far?
It was like $1,000 she still owes for student loans, but that can be paid off pretty quick. And we have a surplus every month of like around $5,000 after taxes and gas and groceries and bills and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. We can pay the loans down, but I'd rather, even if we didn't have any debt, I'd rather take that extra money every month, that $690, and put more towards retirement.
Okay. Here's what I'm hearing. You're not doing a detailed written budget, and both of you are not agreeing on it, because you're just taking broad swings at these numbers as I'm asking you these questions. That's number one. Number two, she and you are not on the same page on how important it is to get out of debt, and there is no intensity. It's just something you're kind of wandering along, poking at.
I absolutely agree with the second. thing. The first one, we do actually have a pretty good budget.
Well, you suck at it then, because out of $235,000, you only found $60,000 freed up.
I know.
You need to tighten that puppy up. That tells me there's no intensity.
You are right about that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's why I thought you didn't have a budget, because that's not enough. I mean, you should. Here's the thing: if you guys, I think if you were intense and both of you were dialed in and you were willing to sacrifice, I'd say you keep both cars, pay them through. You're going to be done really, really fast. It's only $70,000 out of $235,000. You should have that done in like 9 months or 8 months. And then, yeah, I wouldn't move down out of that car making that kind of money. I'd stay right there in that car. And you like the car. You did say that. So I would agree with her then. I do not agree with her not being intense on getting out of debt and thinking you're going to wander your butt out of it in the next 3 years, making $250,000 a year. So her suggestion with her lack of intensity don't go together. So you need to decide which one you're going to be. If you want to be intense and focused and be done with it in 7 or 8 months, keep them both and pay them off, and both of you roll up your sleeves and get on beans and rice and get this mess cleaned up. And then you've got more than $790. You got her car payment, your car payment, no payments, all of that to invest, and you move right on up into baby step 4.
You will free it up.
And that's really what you ought to do.
Yeah.
But if you're going to wander around in this crap for 3 or 4 years and just be, half butt doing it, then, sell a car.
Sell it all.
Sell her car, too.
Yeah. But I think, Sam, you sitting down and talking with her and finding out what's the hesitation, what's the thing that's going on, and really get connected. Like you guys, you got too much of an income coming in to be wandering around in this situation. And here's the problem. If you don't put some guidelines in place, you guys will add a boat, a motorcycle, and a bigger home in a matter of years. And you look up and you will really be wondering what happened. So it's time to wake up, buddy.
Yeah,
you guys get connected.
This is turn up the heat. You guys are going to get on the same page on that part of it. And because the problem is you're running down 2 different tracks, and so you're coming to 2 different conclusions. And that, that's what's happening. So there's not a right or a wrong answer in this moment. The right answer is when we get on the same track, that's going to give you you're going to have a parallel conclusion then. And you'll both be going, yeah, sell the car, or don't sell the car. I don't think you need to sell it. I think you need to both of you get intense, both of you get sacrificial, and just get the dadgum mess cleaned up. That's what I would do if I were in your shoes. Hey, man, we appreciate you listening. Thanks for calling in. Chris Hogan, good hour.
Thank you, sir. It was fun.
James Childs, our producer. Kelly Daniel, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back. It's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
It's very simple. I like to spend my time outdoors. When it comes time to do my taxes, I'd like to have a professional who's got integrity take care of that. Lo and behold, I found somebody I like.
Terry's situation was a little unique in that he had some more complex tax issues that he had to deal with. And so we were able to get a good overview of what was going on and then put a game plan together of how we could get it resolved for him.
He gave me a lot of confidence that they knew what they were talking about, what they were doing, and he's been my tax guy ever since.
We're all going to retire at some point or another. And you're probably asking yourself, what's this thing, Social Security? Well, if you're asking yourself that question, you're not the only one. I'm about to break it down. Social Security was created in 1935. It was a way to help supplement income. So American workers have Social Security taxes taking out of their income. Now, this money isn't taken out of your check and put aside just for you. A lot of people think it's my own personal account. No, not at all. Actually, the Social Security Administration will take that money from your check and put it in a pool to be able to supplement and give out to the beneficiaries. Beneficiaries means these are people that are actively withdrawing or taking on Social Security right now. You can claim Social Security benefits as early as age 62 or as late as age 70. But right now, to be considered fully retired, the age is 67. Now, I want to encourage you with this. The earlier that you start to take money out, the less that you'll get. The longer that you wait, the more that you'll get. So it's really important to understand that nuance and make sure you're making a wise decision. Now, you've probably received some type of statement in from the Social Security Administration showing you how much you're due right now. Remember, that's an approximation. That's not a guarantee. So what you want to do is grab that little statement and make sure you're connecting with your investment professional to really talk through and understand what that might actually look like as you get closer to retirement age. According to the Social Security Administration, the average payout right now in Social Security is around $1,369 a month. Now, that's $38 less than the national poverty level for a two-person family. In Retire Inspired, I talk about Social Security and really walk through the details. The most important thing is, don't count on it. Like, if it's there, then that's great. But if it's not, I want you to have money that you've set aside to be able to live your dreams. So now the big question with Social Security. I get asked this all the time. Is Social Security going to be around for you? So as it stands right now, Social Security is fully funded until the year 2034. After that, there's only enough money in there for about 77% of the scheduled benefits. But get this, the number of people that are going to be 65 and up is also going to increase. So the amount of money available is going down and the number of people needing it is going to go up. You can see the issue there. So the bottom line is, you want to make sure that you have a plan for you and your family. I don't want you to count on Social Security. If it's there, great. But I want you to make sure that you're utilizing your 401ks, your Roth IRAs, all the things that you have available to you to make sure you're building your nest egg. You've worked too hard and for too long, but there's still time. I don't care how old you are or where you stand right now, you've got an opportunity to be able to help yourself. So the goal is get proactive, increase your knowledge, make sure you understand and believe that you still have time that you can do this. And most importantly, start the right kinds of habits, budgeting, getting yourself out of debt, and starting to invest. You may not be where you want to be, but I want you to get focused. Get started today. Let's not waste another moment to impact your financial future.
Right now, 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That means if you look around your own neighborhood, 8 out of 10 families on your street cannot cover a basic emergency. They might not be able to afford their mortgage payment. They're not keeping their own money. They're sending a fourth of their paycheck to car payments, student loans, and the credit card companies. And the worst part, most of these folks don't even know why they're stressed, why they're fighting with their spouse, why there's too much month left at the end of the money. It's not okay. They shouldn't have to live that way. What if you could help them win with money? You can. As a Financial Peace University coordinator, our coordinators have helped over 5 million people learn how to pay off debt, spend and save wisely, and ultimately change their lives. If you have a heart for helping people, then you're the perfect person to become a coordinator. And you don't need a lot of time or any special training. Plus, someone from my team will walk alongside you and guide you through the entire process. Join us in changing lives and take the first step to becoming a Financial Peace University coordinator today. What do we sell around here? Hope. If you're in shipping, it's what you ship. If you're developing, it's what you develop. We do exist for those that are not here. We're here because we were a group of people banded together that care deeply every day. Marriages are impacted. People's family trees are changed. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream. We're debt-free!
The total debt is around $640,000.
I'm wanting to come clean about a credit card that he doesn't know about.
I am going to probably pay student loans for the rest of my life.
I just don't even know where to begin.
And I don't know what to do when I'm scared.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
You are not a victim. You are the hero in your story.
You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career.
Everything just started making sense.
I was like, I'm going to do this.
Let's hear a debt-free scream.
We're debt-free!
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Raiden is in New York. Hi, Raiden. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
All righty. So I have $10,000 in student loan debt going into my junior year of college. I found your show 4 months ago, and I'm halfway through Chris's book right now. I'm trying to get out of debt and change my future since I found you guys. So I started a plumbing business 2 months ago, and I'm making more money than I ever had in my life. So my question is, should I take a year or a semester off of college and focus on crushing out my current debt? Or should I go into my next year of college paying out of pocket and then slowly chipping away at my existing debt as I go?
B.
Okay. Easy enough.
Let me think through this, okay? How much money are you making? You said you're making more money than you've ever made in your life.
Yeah. So my first year I brought in, or my first month 2 months ago, I made $3,000. Last month I made around $5,000, and this month I'm projected to make even more.
Good for you. Way to go, man. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, I mean, Chris, do you see? I mean, I think you can get through college, and then you'll be able to knock. If you haven't knocked the 10 out by the time you get through college, cash flow college is job 1.
Yep.
Then job 2 is knock off the 10 as fast as you can. But, okay. Dude, what are you studying in school?
Global supply chain management.
Ah, very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah, that degree is going to afford you a great income, even better than you're making now, and or it should anyway. And most of the undergrads are coming out in the $80,000 range that I've seen lately doing that. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, I like this, Raiden. I like that plan B, because it will. You're going to be able to knock out that student loan debt at the rate you're going, but as Dave was saying, job 1 is the cash flow and make sure you're able to take care of school, and then everything else is going toward that debt. You're going to have that thing gone here in another matter of months.
Way to go.
Yeah.
You got to feel like you got this thing by the tail, man. Good job.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the wisdom. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Just avoid the $80,000 truck that you'll start to rationalize in your mind to carry your plumbing equipment, right? So just don't go that route, right? Like, keep thinking differently and remain aware, Raiden. There's a system out there to try to get as much money from you as possible. And as soon as you let your guard down, that's when it creeps up. So keep your guard up, stay aware, my friend, and keep working the plan.
Soraya is with us in New York. Hi, Soraya. How are you?
Good. Thanks, Dave, for taking my call. Thanks to you and Chris. I am calling because part of my compensation package that my company gives me, they give me restricted stock, which I can't touch for 3 years. And now some of that unrestricted stock has become unrestricted, and I'm just wondering what I should do or could do with it.
Well, you can sell it if you want to. What stage of the baby steps are you in? How you doing?
I am on baby step 2, and I will be completely debt-free next month with the exception of my house.
Great. And how much unrestricted stock value do you have if you sold all your unrestricted stock?
A little bit over $4,000.
Oh, I'd sell it. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Put it in your emergency fund. Finish up your debt, and then start your baby step 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sitting there, and you can turn it into money. It was compensation is what it was, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so you worked X number of time. It became unrestricted, which then gives you access to it. You have every right. That has nothing to say about what you feel about your employer by you selling it or any of this stuff. This is money that's sitting there and available for you. So use it to your advantage, young lady.
Good call. Good question. So the beginning of the year, house prices, I don't know what they're going to do in this upcoming year. It's going to be absolutely crazy. If your plans got sidetracked last year and you're thinking about home ownership, or maybe you're thinking about selling and you got sidetracked by the old pandemic wolf, he's out there huffing and puffing, you might want to start, as you're remaking your decision whether to kick back in at the first of the year or not, you might want to start with a good solid real estate agent. And not everyone that has a real estate license knows what they're doing. As a matter of fact, most of them don't. Most of them don't. About 80% of them are donut eaters. They sit in the office and eat donuts. And that they don't, seriously, it is truly a Pareto principle. 80% of them make 20% of the sales, 20% of them make 80% of the sales. And of the 20% that make 80% of the sales, 20% of those make 80% of those sales.
Wow.
I mean, it really is, the cream does come to the top pretty quick here. We have researched and worked with only high-quality, high-octane, high-protein real estate agents for many years. And we've allowed them to become endorsed local providers, people that we endorse for your next home purchase or your next home sale. And these are the best of the best, high-octane, high volume. They know what they're doing. They're actually selling houses. They didn't just get their license and wish they did. They actually do it. So text the word house to 33789. House to 33789. And Chris, I think that not because of the pandemic, but because of the shutdowns associated with the pandemic and the draconian rules in some of these states, we are seeing people leave California and New York by the droves.
We really are.
And it's creating a high demand market in some other areas. So real estate's heating up in some other areas. And eventually you're going to have a cool down in some of these areas where they're leaving. We haven't seen it yet.
Right.
We have not seen California house prices drop yet. We've not seen New York house prices drop yet, but we will.
Yes.
If you keep stopping the supply-demand curve, you keep screwing around with it, there's going to be a lot more supply than there is demand. Either way, whether you're navigating a potentially slowing market or a market that's heating up, you need a pro.
Yeah, it's too much at risk and too much at stake. I was talking to a friend out of New York, and he said, the rents are starting to even come down.
Yep.
And the upscale living apartments and condos and all that are becoming more and more empty. People are leaving.
So first thing that comes is the rents, and then the values will come down after that.
Yeah. So, this is something you've worked too hard. You don't want to leave it to chance. You want to deal with someone that knows that market inside and out and can properly guide you, whether you're selling or relocating. And so you're going to be in phenomenal hands talking with one of our real estate ELPs.
And, I had a guy call on the air yesterday when John Deloney and I were on together and said that his wife's uncle was selling the house they were living in Phoenix because he thinks since Biden got elected that the economy is going to crash right after the first of the year. And in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm like, listen, dude, you have post-election stress disorder.
Yeah.
You have a mental illness here.
Yeah, he needs to take a nap.
Yeah, that's not,
relax.
And besides that, maybe in some areas, but is the entire economy going to crash in January?
No.
Come on. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, George Camel here, and I am out of the office in downtown. And here's why. When we're at the Ramsey office, it's easy to be in a bubble and be around people who think just like I do when it comes to money. So I thought, let's get around some normal people and see what they think when it comes to finances. We are taking it to the street. Let's do it. If you had no payments in the world, no mortgage, no student loan debt, what would you do?
What would I do? I would be debt-free.
How would that feel?
It'd be awesome.
If you had no payments in the world, no student loans, no rent, nothing, how would your life be different? How would it feel?
It would feel great. I would travel the world. I would buy a house. I would probably work part-time and not even have to stress out about anything at all.
What would you do with no debt?
No debt, go on trips, more trips, live life.
Yes. How about you? What would you do with no debt?
Charity. Help kids who are in similar debt situations. Who
give more, be more generous.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
I think if I didn't have that kind of little demon in the back of my mind reminding me that I've got these payments to make, I'd feel a lot more relaxed. I think we like to travel. It's kind of our main thing. So if I didn't have those loans, we'd probably travel a bit more.
If you didn't have a payment in the world, how would it feel, and what would you do?
Feel awesome, and I would travel more.
I'd buy more plane tickets. That's what I would do.
Travel. Yeah, we would definitely travel.
I would travel more. No more experiences.
Yeah, definitely travel. Get out of the country.
Travel.
Probably travel.
I would like to travel some more.
I like to travel.
So if you had no payments in the world, no car payment, no student loans, nothing, what would you do with your life differently?
I'd probably live somewhere else, and I'd have a nicer car. Well, yeah.
What car do you have now?
I have a Jeep Compass.
That's a great car.
I think her vehicle is fine with what she has.
I had a feeling Mom was going to say that your car is fine.
Step 1. $1,000 to start your emergency fund. Step 2. Pay off all debt using the debt snowball. Step 3. 3 to 6 months of expenses in savings. Step 4. Invest 15% of household income in Roth IRAs and pre-tax retirement. Step 5. College funding for children. Step 6. Pay off house early. Step 7. Build wealth and give.
One of the things that makes the Dave Ramsey Show unique from other shows is that we genuinely care about our listeners. That's why we are very intentional about choosing our advertisers. Blinds.com offers high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And then their customer service is truly unbeatable. They make it simple to shop for blinds, shades, and interior shutters from home with easy online ordering and free shipping right to your door. And Blinds.com will help you every step of the way, just like they've helped thousands of my listeners with free design help by phone and online. Plus, they guarantee the perfect fit. Go today and take advantage of this week's special offer. Our question of the day comes from Blinds.com. Find out for yourself why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey to get the best deal.
So today's question comes from Angela in Wisconsin. She says, my job was recently eliminated. I was vested in the company pension plan. I received a mailing from the pension group with info about my benefits. My options are $700 a month starting at age 65 or a $25,000 lump sum payout now. I have been told I wouldn't be able to grow $25,000 into what I would need to make $700 monthly at retirement, so I should leave the pension alone. Wondering your thoughts on this. Well, Angela, here's the deal. First and foremost, I don't have your age on here, so I don't know. But it seems like someone's making a reach and assuming, and you know what happens when you assume, that you couldn't grow this $25,000 in a lump to become much more than what it is. So I'm a fan of the lump sum payment. I think it'll give you an opportunity to grow because you're going to have better investing options than just what's inside that pension.
Yeah, you take it and you roll it over in a direct transfer rollover into an IRA. Place it in good growth stock mutual funds that have a 10-year track record or more. We suggest, and I personally do this, Chris personally does this, spreading it across 4 types: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. If you need someone to help you do that, sit down with one of the SmartVestor pros by clicking SmartVestor at DaveRamsey.com. Now, whoever is telling you this, Chris is exactly right. Their math is wrong. Here's how I know their math is wrong, even though I don't know their age. Pensions are highly regulated. They are not allowed to invest aggressively at all. And so a pension rate of return is always set at around 6 or 7%. Your $25,000 will grow to enough at 6 or 7% to create $700 if it stays in the pension. We know that. Otherwise, they wouldn't give you these numbers.
That's true.
Okay, and if it will grow to enough to create $700 at 6 or 7%, the regulated amount that you're going to find in almost every pension, then we are very sure that if it does better than 6 or 7%, you're going to have more than $700. And so I think whoever told you this is making some different assumptions, or possibly just doesn't know what the crap they're talking about. Edna is with us in Virginia Beach. Hi, Edna. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I'm a new listener, brand new to the baby steps. So I'm kind of jumping ahead here, thinking about step 2. And just from listening, I know that consolidation company programs are a no-go. I unfortunately went through one of those. I'm done with it. However, when it comes to the debt that I already have, should I go back and add those consolidations that I've settled with the other banks to be in good standing?
They're settled. They're done.
Okay.
So the consolidation company played all the way through, and every loan that was in that program is now settled. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Yeah. You just leave that alone. That's over. That's in your past. It was settled. It's just, they're done. They're settled. You don't have a debt anymore.
I have my current debt.
No, I mean, you don't have any debt with those people anymore. So you just have a traditional baby step 2 left then, which is just your debt snowball, Chris.
Yeah. And Edna, just stay focused. So how much do you have left, young lady?
For my current debt?
Yes, ma'am.
$16,500, and most of it is my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so that's where you stay focused on right now. And just remember, when you're trying to get out of debt, don't add any. Right? Like, don't go looking at another car. Don't do anything that's going to move you backwards. And I say that tongue-in-cheek, but I'm being very serious because you can so easily catch yourself getting into a deserve mentality, especially as we get ready to come into these holidays. If you've been making some sacrifices and cutting back, you'll start to feel like that, hey, woe is me. And no. You just want to stay clear and stay focused on what you're chasing down.
You know, you brought that up a couple times today, and it bears repeating. Mathematically speaking, the hardest and the most important step to getting out of debt is to simply stop borrowing. Because if you stop borrowing and you pay your payments, eventually, even if you don't pay extra, eventually you'll be debt-free.
That's right.
Now, you're not gazelle intense. You're not making super progress. It's not super fun. But, I mean, if you just pay your house payment, eventually it pays off. If you pay your car payment, eventually it pays off. Even your stupid credit card, if you just pay the payment, it has some principal in there. Eventually, 42 years from now, it will pay off. So if you just pay your payments and stop borrowing, you just tilted the table in your direction.
You sure did.
And then from there, you start piling some more wood on the fire, and you start attacking that debt, using the debt snowball and picking up extra jobs and selling so much stuff the kids think they're next. Then you can really get the thing moving.
You start to get that look in your eye.
The problem is, you're right. The holidays come around. Christmas is here, and it snuck up on somebody.
Yep.
Oh, God, it's in December this year.
Yeah.
Who knew? and you know, and you drive by the car lot, and there's that little reflection off of that shine catches your eye. And
Wait, you talking about my head or the car?
No, the car.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't looking at your head.
All right. Just checking.
It's just the shine off that car catches your eye, that gleam. It is kind of like your head, though. And now that you mention it, I don't know anybody like that, but
but it does. And that, Dave,
you know, something shiny, and you know what it is. I get this way. I'm this way with the chocolate donut. I deserve it. I've worked really hard today. Our Melissa's over there in the dadgum Ramsey kitchen cooking those homemade chocolate chip cookies. They're of the devil.
Yes.
And she's not, but they are.
No.
and you smell that smell when I come out of the studio, and I deserve one of those cookies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and we do this with everything. But you know what that is? That's a little kid inside of every one of us.
And it's still there.
Because children do what feels good.
Yeah.
Adults devise a plan and follow it.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. You can just fall back into an entitled mentality. Well, you know, I didn't think about Christmas. It snuck up on me. I didn't think that car was going to jump out there.
Well, and think about it. This year, if you're not able to see family because you haven't seen them as much, you're thinking, I'm going to make this the best Christmas ever. And then what happens? You overextend yourself.
Yeah. A little emotion goes in.
You got the emotion, or you got some guilt or shame because you haven't been able to see them. I want people to just reset, take a clear breath, and this is a year to make Christmas be a little bit different. You know, let's be smart, and let's be more focused on the budget more than ever, and give yourself a leg up to start 2021 on the good foot, not the debt foot.
Hey, you know what? Let's give them some money. We have the Ramsey Christmas giveaway. We're giving away $500 a week.
That's true.
That's not bad. You can go to DaveRamsey.com/giveaway. No purchase necessary. You can register every day, and we're going to give away $500 a week, and we're going to give away a grand prize of $5,000 as well. DaveRamsey.com/giveaway. And while you're there, if you want to see that shine, you can see Chris's head on his book, and it's the Everyday Millionaire's #1 best-selling book. It's right there for $10.
Yep.
And there's a shine right there. I see it right there on the cover. That coming off those gleaming white teeth. And Photoshop's wonderful.
Easy.
And all our books are on sale for $10 at DaveRamsey.com. So you can go over there and check all of that stuff out. And the Total Money Makeover, just got word the other day we sold our 8 millionth copy.
Wow.
And so pretty crazy. You can get it for $10. Any of Chris's #1 selling books, or any of Rachel's, any of Deloney's new quick read is $10. Redefining Anxiety came out this week. And, of course, Rachel's 2 bestsellers, Coleman's bestseller, Anthony's bestsellers. They're all bestsellers. They're all $10. And while you're there, be sure you register for the $500 giveaway. And you can register once a day. DaveRamsey.com/giveaway.
Okay, when you get married, you become one in every aspect of your life, okay? One in every aspect, including your money. Now, some people don't like this idea. In fact, I put up an Instagram little box one time and it said, combine your accounts or something along those lines. It's something I say all the time. It's amazing to me that I'm like, take down the credit card companies in America. And people are like, sure. And then I'm like, combine your accounts if you're married. And they're like, what? You just like ran over my dog. Who are you? You're the worst person in the world. I mean, the hate that came out of nowhere. I was like, dear Lord, people, calm down, #1. But #2, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm like, you can do your thing, I'll do mine. But this is proven, you guys. People that work together with their money, they combine it, they see it not as she or he, but we together, they win faster when it comes to money. And the comment that bothered me probably the most is people that said, well, we fought so much about money and then we separated it all and now we have a great marriage. I'm sorry. You separated it to avoid a topic that's hard in marriage. Oh, avoidance. I'm not a marriage counselor, but I do not think is probably a good factor here, okay? So that means, yes, when you combine your accounts, you might have conflict, you guys, but conflict is key. Conflict is a good thing when it's done in the right way. Conflict gets below the surface. It means that you get to have your independent thought, which may be different than your spouse's, and that's okay. Talk about it. Because the deal is when you work through stuff, you get to know your spouse on a different level. You have a level of intimacy that's not there if you just say, oh, everything's fine. We're going to just kind of avoid hard subjects and just live life, okay? So getting down in the muck and the not fun part of stuff and you have conflict, yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. But the team that's connected there, like what happens after that conflict and you come together and you say, you know what, we are a more tight-knit unit. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens in your marriage when you do that. When you fight, you actually grow closer. And when I say fight, I'm saying it in a healthy way, okay? Not like the bad stuff, but like truly having good, healthy conflict. Les Parrott says, conflict is the price we pay for a deeper level of intimacy. And I love that, okay? So it's okay to go into this disagreeing with your spouse, but this is gonna force you guys to talk about stuff, to talk about money. And the great thing about money is just like, it's the thing you're talking about, but what it expounds upon is really your goals in life, your fears, your dreams. So much more is there, okay? So get vulnerable with your spouse, talk about the hard stuff, because I promise you will have a deeper, more intimate marriage when you do.
If you've read anything I've ever written, you've never heard me recommend more than a 15-year fixed rate mortgage. Now, why not do a 30-year mortgage? Why not? Well, Dave, I could take out a 30-year mortgage in case there's a problem, then I could reduce to the lesser amount, but I pay it like it's a 15 and pay it off in 15. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with this? That is prom dresses, transmissions, vacations, Christmas, life happens and you never do. Oh, well, I will. No, you won't. The FDIC says that 97.3% of mortgages are not systematically prepaid. They're prepaid, some of them, but not systematically, meaning you pay your 30 like a 15. That means 2.7% of people actually do it. Don't put yourself in a position you have to be in the top 2.7% to win. Put yourself in a position where you're going to win, and that's a 15-year fixed rate. We've done detailed research. 100% of 15-year fixed rate mortgages pay off in 15 years. Hello. So you don't take out more than a 15-year mortgage ever. And it's not but this much more expensive. You would think if it went from a 30 to a 15, that if you cut the term in half, that it would double the payment. It doesn't double the payment. It's just a little bit more compared to the amount of dollars you're going to save by not having a mortgage for 15 whole years. Listen, get yourself out of debt. Get the house paid off as fast as you can. And don't figure out how long you can stay in debt. Figure out how quick you can get out of debt. It's the wrong question to say, Dave, is there a way I can cheat this and not pay extra on my mortgage and therefore get out of debt? No, pay extra. Treat it like it's a 7-year. Treat it like it's a 5-year. Treat your mortgage like it's a car loan. Get it knocked out. Get rid of it. Because when you don't have any payments, baby, you know what you got? Options. You got options to give. You got options to live like nobody else. Never do a 30-year mortgage. Only do a 15. The savings is dramatic, and you're tricking yourself into getting out of debt at least in 15 years. People call my show all the time complaining about how awful their timeshares are. And yet you guys have been really having good success getting people out of their timeshares.
We have. We kind of helped create this industry. Now there's a lot of exit companies out there. They come and they go. Timeshare exit team is different. I mean, we've now have, almost 20,000 people out of timeshare contracts.
Actual results.
Actual results.
It's a big deal.
Our guarantee is that if we can't get you out of your timeshare, we give you your money back.
Hey, if you need out, Timeshare Exit Team is the team, the only team that I trust to help you. Schedule your free consultation by calling 844-999-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.
1 800 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 8
Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host here on the show today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Matt is with us in Phoenix. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Great. How are you doing today, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I have been following the baby steps for a few years now, me and my wife, probably about 5. And I'm actually a big advocate. I love what you preach. And I've probably got a half dozen over the years, about a half dozen clients that I've kind of deferred your guys' way. So I never really thought I'd find myself in this situation. Basically, my wife and I thought we were going to pay off our house. And that's kind of where we're at. We don't have any debt. All our cars are free and clear, and we don't carry credit card debt. And we had this opportunity come up this year. It was a very niche real estate opportunity where basically we got into these buy and hold rental properties. And we were using our primary house. We did, I'm sure you're familiar with the product, the all-in-one mortgage. It's basically a line of credit that acts as a first mortgage with a checking component built into it. And so anyways, we bought 4 investment properties this year. On a whim because they cash flowed really well. We did 15% down loans, no MI or PMI, and basically the mortgage payments are between $800 to $1,000 a piece, and they cash flow about $4,000 a month. Well, their gross is $4,000, so they cash flow about $3,000. And we bought 4 of these, and obviously it's been great for us. It's really kind of accelerated our debt payoff instead of looking to have our primary house paid off in 2022. We're probably going to get paid off sometime next year in 2021. The thing that we're running into is, as we did this, because we've always kind of followed the, not leveraging approach, I think my wife and I have both kind of gotten nervous that we've pulled out about $600,000 in mortgage debt between the 4 houses, even though they're cash flowing really well. And the opportunity, basically, none of these houses have any vacancy, and we're getting pressured to get even more because we literally have a waiting list of tenants that want to move in because of the kind of niche opportunity it is. So my question to you is, if we can still get our primary house paid off next year and continue to grow into these other, buy and hold properties, do you think this is a bad, do you think we're is this a formula for misfortune that we keep, snagging some of these with the cash flow being as good as they are?
I'm a little confused.
Or do you think we should pause and start paying this off?
Stop. I'm a little confused.
Sorry.
I thought you started this call with how you had listened to us and followed us for years.
I had.
Okay, then you know the answer. Then you know the answer to the question. If you've listened to me and followed me for years, you've never heard me tell people to do what you're doing.
It's true.
Okay.
That's true.
And I certainly wouldn't tell you to do more of what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, you followed the plan. You followed the plan until you stopped following the plan.
Exactly. Well, and so that's just kind of it's basically come into another source of income for us. And
hey, listen.
I don't know.
Listen.
Go ahead.
I have a source of income too.
Mm-hmm.
Several $100 million of paid for real estate that never had a mortgage on it once. And I did not use leverage to build it. I used cash to build it. Matt, you're going to get in trouble because you have not factored risk into this scenario. And leverage is a two-edged sword. It cuts both ways.
Here were the phrases.
You have just continued to say things all through this conversation that indicates you have no measure of risk whatsoever in this.
Okay, Dave, you own more real estate than anybody else I know. I want you to hear these phrases. Niche real estate. Niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Bought 4 properties on a whim and was being pressured to buy more. What are we doing here? It sounds like late night real estate, get rich quick scheme 103. It's a bad plan. And it's got headache and heartache written all over it down the road here in just a few years, my friend.
And the other thing is, after talking to you for 4 minutes or listening to you talk for 4 minutes, nothing more you say is going to change it.
Nope.
Susie's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hi, Susie. How are you? Susie?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. How can we help?
Good. I had a question. So my husband and I are looking at possibly selling our home. And the reason that we want to sell it is because it's a really big payment. It takes up 42% of our income. And even once we're debt-free, it's just that percentage keeps me up at night. And I know you guys pound into everybody's heads, 15-year mortgage, 25% of your income. And we're getting pressured by our family to stay in this house.
Are they paying the payments?
No, they're not.
Well, then they don't get a vote.
Tell them to hush.
Yeah.
Muzzle
I
them.
just wanted to know if that was wise, because I'm looking at rentals that are about $800 a month versus our $1,800 a month mortgage payment. And it seems like a good idea to me, but I just wanted to know if that was like a Dave-approved idea, because I'm really trying to do things the right way.
Is your income going to go up soon enough that you're not going to be strangled by the house?
No, honestly, I don't see that happening, and that's what scares me.
Then your relatives are well-meaning, but they have no idea about your personal life, and it's none of their dadgum business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were
Is your husband on board with this, Susie?
He is. This keeps us up at night.
You two are the only ones have a vote.
About it.
Yeah.
I don't even have a vote because I'm not paying the payment. Now, what would I do if I woke up in your shoes? Listen, the whole thing is it's keeping you up at night.
That's right.
The reason it's keeping you up at night is it's taking a big chunk of your life.
Yep.
To own this house, and you've determined it's not worth it. Now, should you maybe buy another house instead of rent? Maybe.
And that's why we don't qualify. We're just not in a position to be able to buy, because that was our initial plan, and that is not going to work out.
Why don't you qualify?
Because my husband lost his job last year when I was pregnant. I was 9 months pregnant, and he came home and told me he lost his job. And that's actually how we came to financial peace, because we were like, we can't do this anymore. We're not living like this anymore. And
so at his other job, did he make enough that this wasn't 42%?
He did. He took about an $800 to $1,000 pay cut.
Why?
Because he wasn't able to find something that.
Yeah. What did he do before?
He was a machine operator, so he's done different like CNC type machining jobs.
You don't think he can get his income back up to that then?
He could. He actually right now he stays home Monday through Thursday with our kids, and so it's saving us a lot on childcare.
Well,
because
who's working?
We're going to end up having to pay childcare.
Okay.
We both are. He works Friday through Sunday, and I work Monday through Friday. So we're both working.
And so back when he had this primary machining job, you were at home?
Actually, he worked in the evening. So
okay.
He watched the kids during the day, and he would go to work at night. So we didn't see each other much, but we were making really good money at that time.
Yeah. Okay. If he can get his income back up, that changes the answer. I asked you that earlier. If he can't get his income back up, then you may want to make the move.
Yeah.
That's what this comes down to.
He's looking at taking a second job. He's open to that.
I don't want to work a second job in order to keep a house. That means you're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying he took a step down in income because he needed work.
Yeah.
But now if he can take that step back up in income, and he's qualified and should be making that other income, then at his old job, then the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't quite thought about that.
And if you want to do that and you want to keep the house, that changes the equation. And so, but relatives are well-meaning, but they don't get a vote unless they're paying the payments. And if they're paying the payments, there's other problems.
That's so true, Dave.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
We started Five Daughters Bakery solely on
the idea of being together. My husband and I really love to work together. We enjoy being around each other, and we loved being with our family. So we have 5 daughters who are growing, and time is fleeting, and we wanted to spend more time as a family. We were in a season of life where we knew we were on the brink of breakthrough and change, and we just knew that we needed to do something different and very countercultural than the 9-to-5 job. When we got started, we absolutely felt fearful, definitely unqualified. Neither my husband or I have any experience in the restaurant industry. We were just baking in our kitchen, praying over little donuts in a tiny fryer. And when we first came in, Honest Coffee Roasters, they took us on and we built momentum with them, selling out every day, and people really started to get word of our business in the community. And so we got really excited and we started to go ask other people, do you want our donuts? And we got a lot of closed doors in our face. And so it was like, well, God, we thought we were stepping out. We thought we had this momentum. We thought we were moving. You know, those setbacks kind of made us question and doubt. Did we do the right thing? Is this what we're supposed to do? With those challenges, we learned that for our story and for our journey, we were to stop and wait for open doors. We weren't to push things open, but we were to rest and hear his voice and look for green lights and move upon that step by step. When things get hard, my motivation to keep going is to look at the faces of the people who've poured their hearts and souls out into our bakery and have taken ownership over that. The motivation to not give up is when I look at my children, and I need to show them what it looks like to become an overcomer, to persevere, to keep going. It's just been a blessing for our family to actually integrate and work together. We get to build a team together. We get to envision what it's going to look like moving forward, and we get to be wild because it's our life, and we get to write that story together with God. When our kids see us walking out our dreams, it's really empowering to me as a mom, for them to see us being leaders in the community, for them to see us wearing different hats, solving conflicts, relating with other people. That's important to us because it's building trust and sowing truth into their hearts about us chasing our dreams. I just want to speak to the moms out there. Running a business is a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. And what you actually care about and dream about and desire is important. So don't give up. You're important to this world.
Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today here on the air. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Alicia is with us in Indianapolis. Hi, Alicia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay. So I know consolidated loans are just piling stupid on top of stupid. I totally get that. I understand that. But I need you to hear me out because my tooth hurts.
Because what?
What hurts?
My tooth hurts.
Your tooth?
I have some dental problems that my insurance will not cover. And there is this company who is talking about consolidating the remaining of our $25,000 credit card debt, and they would throw in an extra $10,000, and it would, instead of being $600 that we're paying minimum payments for credit card, it would be $140 something. My question is, if I go ahead and do this, which I can then use the $10,000 to fix my teeth, and then instead of paying the $140 they're offering, I continue paying the $600 until they actually continue paying what I'm paying, which is closer to $800. Would that make sense? I know consolidated loans are stupid, but it wouldn't extend my debt any further because I'm paying it faster than they expect me to.
Depending on the interest rate, it did extend your debt by $10,000 further. You need $10,000 worth of dental work?
I'll pull that tooth.
It's like
Chris will do it for $10
to fix every tooth in my.
I'm sorry. It takes how long? How much?
It's $7,500 to fix every tooth in my mouth, and this one particular one hurts, and the dentist won't touch it because my insurance won't cover it.
I mean, I'm sorry. One hurts, but $7,500 to fix all of them.
Oh yeah, I have some sort of a calcium thing. My teeth don't get the calcium they're supposed to get, so they're falling apart.
I'm sorry. Let me stop a second. I'm just trying to understand. All right, I'm really not trying to be smart. You have one tooth that's hurting. Why do you not remove that tooth?
Well, the dentist doesn't want to remove that tooth until he can put some sort of a device in for a bridge, and he won't put the device in for a bridge until he's done some deep cleaning or until he's capped these other two teeth. And he won't cap those other two teeth until he does some sort of this cleaning thing where they have to put you out or something, and it's like worse than a regular cleaning.
Yeah, you need to go to a new dentist.
Yes. Today.
You need to go to a new dentist. You need to get some other opinions on this. I'm not a dental expert, okay? But here's the problem. All right, you have a roof leak, and you just called me to buy a whole roof and finance it instead of just fixing the leak. And I don't know how to do that in your situation. I'm not a dental expert. If I were in your shoes, I would get at least 2 other dentists to look at this situation and tell them I'm on a limited budget. I need a temporary fix until I can save up the money for the permanent fix.
Okay.
I believe in dental work, okay? And if it is truly a $7,500 thing to be done, we'll save up the money and we'll get there. And I believe in avoiding pain. I'm a complete wuss when it comes to pain. And so I'm with you on this. I'm going to pay almost anything to not hurt because I'm a complete wuss. So I'm with you on all of this. However, this just sounds weird.
Yeah, it does. And it sounds like, too, Alicia, that the debt consolidation company, because you shared this information with them, and they showed you a way that emotionally they can, quote unquote, try to look like they're helping you. Here's the reality. Debt consolidation, it is a con. I mean, the way that they're able to lower your payment is they extend the length of time that you're in debt. That's the only way. There's that mathematical wizardry. There's no.
Yeah, but she's saying if she pays the same $600, it would be out. And if the interest rate is the same, other than the $10,000, you'd be out at exactly the same time. If you keep the same payment, the same interest rate.
Right.
But that doesn't work because you're adding $10,000 to the balance. Okay. I'm not going to tell you to borrow the money. Okay. I'm going to tell you, when anytime I'm making a decision and the only options in the decision suck, it means I need more options. You have one option with your dentist that sucks. You have a tooth that hurts, and not doing something sucks as an idea. And you have this ridiculous idea to borrow $10,000 more. By the way, you only need $7,500. What are we doing with the other $2,500? Going to Cabo? There's just, I think you're hurting, and I get that. But I'm going to go get 2 other dentists independently to look at this. And most people in dental practices do a great job. I endorse dentists in many cities around America on the local radio stations that we're on, and I do so proudly. I also have had a few experiences with them where they're trying to sell me a Bentley, I needed a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
I actually did have this happen when I was broke. I had a toothache the year we filed bankruptcy. And I went to the dentist because I was hurting because I'm a wuss. I didn't have any money. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I went in there, and the guy said, this is 1988. I need to do $3,500 worth of work to your teeth, or you're going to lose all of your teeth within 5 years. I said, well, I'm going to lose all of my teeth within 5 years because I don't have $3,500. I can't borrow it. I'm just coming out of bankruptcy. And so I left. You know how much of that work I've had done?
How much?
None.
Seriously?
30 years later, every tooth is still in my head. So the guy was a complete jacked up con.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying hers is, and I'm not saying other dentists are.
Right.
That did happen to me. And so I'm always, listen, anytime you're dealing with a professional situation like this, an attorney, a tax person, a investment person, a medical professional, you always get second opinions until you find options that fix you, that come out of a treatment plan that fits your life and your finances. And that's what you do, because they're counting on sometimes your emotions and your pain.
Absolutely.
Just signing just give it to me, I'll sign it. Whatever it is, just give it to, just stop, make it stop. I'll just sign it.
Right. That's such good wisdom. Get a second or third opinion. Just slow down and make that call, Alicia.
That's what I would do.
I really would too. And get an opportunity to talk to someone and let them know what's going on.
And all of the things he's suggesting may have to occur, but they might be able to occur at a different increments.
That's right. Not all at once.
Without the debt.
That's right.
And there's and without the pain. That's what I'm challenging. It's not logical to me. So anyway, it might be wrong. I'm not a dental expert, and I really don't even know what I'm talking about. But I just have lived life a long time, and I usually smell fish when something's fishy.
Yeah. You still got all the same teeth.
Every one of them.
That's impressive, Ramsey.
I've even got my wisdom teeth, which makes no sense at all. They never even came out.
Seriously.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, so, it just was wrong. I mean, just was wrong.
And again, but I like that. Get a second or third opinion, and again, take notes while you're in there. Be aware, but that's so true. We get pain going on. We can easily get emotional.
I can.
And imagine if you're in with a family member that you care about. It can be hard to recount some of the things that are told to you. So
I had a kidney stone one time. I would have given somebody a house to get rid of it.
Now, I did have those when I was 10 and 11.
Man, I'm telling you, your mind is in a fog.
No, I didn't forget those.
I didn't miss when she said, my teeth hurt.
Yeah.
My tooth hurts. I'm tired. And she said it in a way that, like, it's been hurting a while, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I appreciate that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I that's how I would do it if I were in your shoes. And if you find 3 people that tell you exactly the same thing, then you've got a different challenge. But usually I find I make better decisions the more options that I have. It's a decision-making tool.
Mm-hmm.
Gather lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of options, and the ones that suck will slide right over to the side, and the other ones will stick. They'll stand up right there, and you'll go, "Oh, one of those 2 is a really good idea."
That's right.
And but I often find if I have only bad options, I just don't have enough options.
That's true. Go back and gather more. I like that.
And that helps me with almost anything, especially things I don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having to learn something new about it, and that's what I'm having to do if I'm in her shoes there. So, wow. Hey, thank you for calling in. Chris Hogan, good hour.
Thank you, sir.
James Childs and Kelly Daniel in the booth. Great show, great hour. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books.
If you're financially conscious, you know that healthcare expenses can take a big bite out of your budget. Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, is here to help trim those expenses and make sure your family is cared for. CHM is not health insurance, but it is Christians helping other Christians by sharing each other's medical bills.
Most people have the means to pay for basic doctor services, but when it comes to something on a much larger scale, say several $1,000s for surgery or hospitalization, folks are worried they'll be left to try and find a way to pay for that themselves.
Not too long ago, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and they really came through. So far, we've had over $180,000 worth of bills and got close to 75% in discounts. CHM shared the rest of the expenses.
To see if CHM is right for you and your budget, check out chministries.org/budget.
My name is Delaney Baker, and I'm a musician in Nashville. This is my wife, Tommy, and this is our story towards debt freedom. We got married fairly young. I was right out of college, and to say we were broke would be an exaggeration. We had no money.
What happened 3 years and 3 months ago that inspired this big change in your life to get out of debt?
We both had separate checking accounts. I didn't know what he was bringing in. I didn't know how much money we made. I had no clue.
She was working in a salon about the time that I was playing in a cover band that was doing really well. I always had cash in my pocket. We went into that summer and it was like, oh, okay, that's fine, you know, and I didn't watch where it went, and so it just slipped through my fingers like water. The winter months are slow for a musician. Gigs kind of slow down. Christmas break takes some of my students. So it was December of 2011 when I realized that I didn't have money to pay rent in January.
And I don't think the stress that he was feeling even registered to me, because every time money was tight, he would always find work. It didn't click to me that we were in trouble.
She didn't know because we weren't talking about it. I was so emotionally wrecked that I brought it all to God. Got down on my knees, ugly cry, pour your heart out, prayer, and it was, we need to do this better. We can do this better. And I don't know what that looks like yet, but I'm open to learning.
I hadn't felt the weight, I hadn't felt the pain of the debt until that December.
And you're like, okay, God, I need some help here.
That's right.
And he looks over at Gabriel and goes, hey, look, that one woke up.
So I reached out to a friend of mine, David Stevenson, and asked him for his help sitting down and doing my taxes. David said, hey, look, we're actually starting an FPU class, and we would like for you guys to attend.
Folks, Chris Hogan here. Do you feel like you've tried everything to get your finances in order, but you still can't get any traction? Maybe you've tried budgeting, but life happened and you couldn't stick with it. Or you've set goals to save and invest, but can't get ahead because debt is eating away at your paycheck. I've been there. It's painful. I'm going to be real with you, okay? You already have the ability to build wealth and find financial peace inside of you. You just need the right coach to help you get there. People who work with a coach get results. In fact, they get fantastic results. Heck, I even have a coach. Every success story involves a coach, someone cheering you on and offering guidance. If you want to continue to get the same results in your financial life, keep doing the same thing. But if you're ready to win, get a financial coach. It's the most effective way to accomplish your financial goals and dreams. How do I know? I've spent over a decade working as a financial coach for Dave Ramsey's team. And here's what I found. Financial coaching is all about helping you make your financial dreams a reality. Coaches aren't out to sell you anything like investments or insurance. They help you understand what's holding you back in your finances, build a plan to help you get to where you want to be, and walk with you on your journey. Now, here's the good news. We have a network of trained financial coaches all across the country who are ready to work with you. They're called Ramsey Preferred Coaches, and they're the best at what they do. They seek to understand your specific challenges and help you build a tailored plan to accomplish your financial goals. You hear that? That voice in your head that makes you feel scared or vulnerable, that's the same voice keeping you from reaching your dreams. So tell it to shut up. Don't make excuses, make progress.
If you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. There's only one event that has it all. Thousands of entree leaders, 10 world-class speakers, 3 action-packed days. Next year, Summit 2021. Simon Sinek, Patrick Lencioni, Marcus Buckingham, Jim Collins, Craig Groeschel, Christy Wright, Ken Coleman, John Deloney, Chris Hogan, and Dave Ramsey. The difference between those who lead and those who don't isn't talent. Leadership is a choice. A choice you make to go first. Beautiful. A choice to never settle for good enough. A choice to never settle. A choice to never stop learning. None of it is easy, but the answer is simple. Entree leaders throw back their shoulders and just lead.
The total debt is around $640,000.
I'm wanting to come clean about a credit card that he doesn't know about.
I'm going to probably pay student loans for the rest of my life.
I just don't even know where to begin.
And I don't know what to do, and I'm scared.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
You are not a victim. You are the hero in your story.
You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career.
Everything just started making sense.
I was like, I'm going to do this.
Let's hear a debt-free scream. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studios, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. My co-host today here on the air, Chris Hogan, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author a couple times over. The latest time on the book Everyday Millionaires, one of the largest studies of millionaires ever done in North America, and the results, how ordinary people built extraordinary wealth and how you can too. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Carrie is in Athens, Georgia. Hi, Carrie. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Great. How can I help?
I have a quick question. Back in March, we decided, the stock market was looking very, very bad. And we've always just saved all of our money into our 401k for retirement. Well, we decided at this moment, because between the market going down so much and my husband had lost his parents, it was just one of those very scary times. And so he took a bulk of our money and put it into cash.
Oh, no.
Out of fees. So, of course, yeah. So it's in cash.
So he took a huge loss.
Well,
he sold at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how much cash have you got?
Well, left in the market, we have about $350.
And how much cash?
He took cash.
You said he took it out in cash. He cashed it out, right?
Well, he moved it to cash.
Okay, inside his 401k.
Yes.
So there's $350 in the market, meaning still invested in mutual funds, and the other is in cash. And how much is in cash?
$900.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, of course, he expected, and it was, at the time, like I said, it was not something he would normally do. I think it was a very emotional time because he lost his parents, like I said. And so now, with the, he just.
How old are you guys?
Upset. We're in our early 50s.
Okay. So what's your question?
So the question is, okay, so because we know a little bit about real estate, and I have one home that's paid off, and one has a mortgage. Do we take the bulk of that now, that $900, and just start buying more investment property?
If you take it out of your 401k, you're going to be taxed and penalized.
Yes.
You're going to give up 40% more. You're going to give half 40? Of it to the government.
Okay. I didn't think it was that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 30% tax rate plus a 10% penalty.
Right.
So it's another $400,000 is gone.
I don't know. I can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that won't work.
Yeah, and Carrie, here's one of the things that happens. People get very, like you said, emotional. You start losing loved ones, and things start you hurt. But I'm going to advise you all that stopgap to have in there is to have a professional to talk to. so you don't make the knee-jerk reaction.
An investment professional.
An investment professional.
Not a counselor.
You all need to be able to have someone that you can sit and bounce ideas off of and be given information back that truly will help you. Like, not only do you all need an investment professional, you need a tax professional now to really start to look and understand the estimated tax you're going to have in come April.
No, they're not going to have it. It's still in the 401k, you said, right?
No.
Correct.
You haven't cashed it out.
Oh.
You just move the money from mutual funds into cash inside the 401k.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought I understood.
Okay. I misunderstood.
Okay. Yeah, so, it's a pretty simple thing. You're only 50. You've got another 15 or 20 years to invest. You made a mistake that cost you probably $300,000 or $400,000.
Correct.
And so I'm just going to start investing. You need to move it out of cash into mutual funds today.
Oh, okay.
And just because what do you think the American economy is going to do in the next 20 years? Regardless of Democrats or Republicans, I have seen it grow in every single 20-year period in modern day history.
Okay. Okay.
And so you got 20
about
years before you're going to need the money. I'm sorry?
What about bonds, though? I know that's safe.
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, they're not. You know what happens to bonds when interest rates go up?
What's that?
Bond prices go down. They have an inverse relationship with interest rates. Where are interest rates in comparison to the last 30 years? They're at rock bottom lows. Where are they going to go from here? Eventually up. Bond market is the absolute worst place to be right now.
Okay.
So here's what you guys need. You've got to have to retrain your brains. You need to go. What happened was you made a really bad decision. Really bad. And you need to undo that decision, and you need data points and historical data on mutual funds that indicate to you that you made a really bad decision so that you don't do it again, and that will also give you confidence to invest going forward, which you don't have because you just told me you wanted to do bonds.
Right.
So you guys do whatever you want to do. If I were you, I would sit down with a pro, what Chris is telling you. Go to DaveRamsey.com, click on SmartVestor, and don't go over there to invest. Go over there to learn for a little while. Let's just gather up some learnings and just go and let them just teach you without shaming you. I'm not trying to shame you, but I am trying to convict you. Because the conviction versus condemnation. Because when I do something that's dumb and it costs me money, and then I have to have confidence in the future to not do the same thing or not stay on the same track. And so what you're telling me by asking me about bonds is you still don't trust the stock market over the next 20 years. And I do. And by the way, it's the only reasonable option for your 900K right now because it's inside of a 401K. And so put it in mutual funds, let it grow again. And you just
and don't obsess. Like glance, but don't obsess over it. Like it's remember, investing is long term. It's going to be the roller coaster ride. You're going to have the ups and downs, but I mean, we can look inside of this year with the pandemic at what the market has done and what it's doing right now and what it's going to continue to do. So slow down, Carrie. Like Dave said, you need to get somebody in your corner to guide you, that you guys can sit and look at this and go, oh, this is how it works. And this is the expectation of what's to come next. And you'll get confident, and you and your husband will be able to breathe. You all have done an excellent job of having money invested. You've intentionally put that money away. So I'm proud of what you've done. Now let's get back on the horse, back into the game, so we can cross that finish line, young lady. You still got time. You can do it.
Open phones at 888-825-5225. Trying to pull up and get, year to date. There it is. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what it did. It cost her $300,000. I just pulled the chart up. Oh, this is the Dave Ramsey Show.
We got a plan of action together.
It was so much fun. I started really meal planning and couponing and making laundry soap. It was exciting to know that we could work together at a common goal.
So we were a year and a half into the plan, $56,000 when we started. So we had paid off $25,000 at this point. We were living in a 3-bedroom house with a huge backyard, paying rent to my parents who own the place. And we get a call saying, your dad's job may be in jeopardy. We have to sell the house.
I wanted to buy it. My heart wanted to buy it just because we'd made it home.
It was
heartbreaking.
Yep. But on the other hand, we're still $30-some thousand in debt. We moved into a much smaller apartment, and it was like a smack in the face. It was reality setting in. This is what it means to be living within our means.
We realized we were very spoiled.
You've paid off $56,000.
Yeah.
What are the secrets to getting out of debt?
Communication, sitting down and doing the budget. We did it weekly.
Yes, we did. When we attended FPU, we realized the importance of sitting down and doing a budget weekly and making sure that we watched every penny.
Thursdays are our days off, and we get up and make coffee and make a big breakfast. We'll play cards, and then we'll sit down and get to business.
It became one of the sweetest times of the week. Just because we were living with an irregular income, we could no longer use that as an excuse. What we gave up in order to maintain our heading, we look back at now, and I'm grateful.
It was a temporary pain.
I never got a chance to take my wife on a honeymoon, and so we're gonna save up when we go on a honeymoon.
It hasn't always been easy, and there have been many dissonant moments where we felt discouraged and defeated. But looking back, those times were essential to creating a deeper appreciation of just how sweet and meaningful this verse of our lives has been. We can't wait to start the next.
One of the things that makes the Dave Ramsey Show unique from other shows is that we genuinely care about our listeners. That's why we are very intentional about choosing our advertisers. Blinds.com offers high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And then their customer service is truly unbeatable. They make it simple to shop for blinds, shades, and interior shutters from home with easy online ordering and free shipping right to your door. And Blinds.com will help you every step of the way, just like they've helped thousands of my listeners with free design help by phone and online. Plus, they guarantee the perfect fit. Go today and take advantage of this week's special offer. Chris Hogan, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today here on the air. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Pulled up the charts at the break just to review. The highest point the stock market has been at in this calendar year, in the year 2020, known as the year of the dumpster fire, the highest it was, the Dow was at 29,500. It's at 29,100 today. It dove all the way down to 17,000.
Wow.
Or 18,000. And so it lost a third of its value from February 12th to March 23rd. So a month and 10 days, it dove straight off a cliff. And from that low on March the 23rd, which was that was the shutdown week. That's the week things shelter at home, flatten the curve. Things we don't hear anymore.
No.
Now they just yell, wear a mask. But, it was flatten the curve, flatten the curve. I hadn't heard flatten the curve in a while.
No, we haven't.
So, anyway, sidetracked. But
but we sit
Dow,
at where now, right now?
Do I know?
Where are we with the Dow?
29,001.
So we're right at where we were.
Right back to where it was. So if that guy, so he sells out at 900, which cost him approximately $350,000 in lost value between between February 12th and March 23rd, and then now here we sit in November, and it's back, and you've recovered 99% of the value. You would have broke even if you'd have rode it out. And you and I were on the air March the 23rd,
telling people, yelling
at the top of our lungs, the only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are those that jump off.
Yeah. Take off your safety belt.
And that's like a primo example.
It is a primo. It really is. I was just making notes of that. You begin to look at this and you realize, and stomaching that, right? Doing the math on that. Missing out on $350,000. I mean, come on. Right? So get people in your corner you can have a conversation with so you can understand what's happening and what you should do.
Here's the thing. When I was a kid, I was 16 years old, I got a 1974 Monte Carlo. It had 36,500 miles on it. Between that time and the time I graduated from college driving that car, I put 200,000 miles on it, 2 transmissions and 3 engines. I was hard on a car. And it was hit on every side. Had Bondo all over it, under the paint. So I wore that car out, which means I knew how to turn a wrench because I had to be able to put the muffler back on after it fell off. I had to be able to whatever. I changed the transmissions and the engines out. I did everything when I had to. So I know how to turn a wrench. But you know what? I have a nice new Corvette in my garage. The chances of me lifting the hood and even knowing what is going on under there, much less actually putting a wrench on that thing, are 0.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah. I do not DIY on that car. Don't DIY on your investments.
It's good.
Sit down with a pro. I have. Dave Ramsey has. Chris Hogan.
Yep.
Everyday millionaires. Chris Hogan has a SmartVestor Pro in our corner. And if we need something, if we're scared, if we're going through a hard time, we call them.
Yep.
And talk it through. You do not need to add unnecessary stress in your life. You do not want someone making your decisions for you, but you need a coach in your corner that says, no, don't run out of bounds.
That's right. Matter of fact, I'm going to be reaching out to one of the taxi LPs as soon as we get done here today, just to double check some stuff for year end and start to do some planning. And so it's this mindset of don't let your pride get in the way of your progress. Again, talk to people that have knowledge that you don't. That's what smart people do.
Listen, if you're worried about the Biden presidency, if you're worried about the pandemic, if you're worried about the future, you need to sit down and get some perspective by looking at history. Listen, do this. Text the word invest to 33789. Invest to 33789. And we'll connect you up with one of the SmartVestor pros. We're not in that business, but let me just tell you, man, you don't DIY. I don't DIY that new Corvette. No. I'm not doing it. That just would be silly. Joshua's in Phoenix. Hey, Joshua, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I recently graduated college back in May, and I recently found your podcast around a month ago, and I'm currently on baby step 2.
Great.
I have around $36,000 in debt, $9,000 of which is a car loan, and $27,000 in student loans. I just wanted your advice on how to tackle this. I was thinking about selling that car. I can sell it for around $14,000 to $15,000, or just paying that $9,000 off, and also paying off my student loans.
Yeah, that's what I would do. What do you make? What's your income?
I make around pre-tax $8,000 a month.
Oh, you're killing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I would keep that car. You don't need to move down in car, but you do need to get on a written budget and completely lean in and do nothing with money but pay off debt. Hard and fast as you can, like your life depended on it.
Okay, so I do have $30,000 in savings.
Oh, good. Write a check and pay it off.
Pay off the car or pay off the
Pay off the car and put the rest of it on the student loan down to $1,000. Because you only have $36,000 in debt. And so you're going to be out of debt in like 3 months.
Quick.
Or two months.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me recap. The shortest distance between where you are and wealth is debt-free. And that's why I'm doing this. It feels herky-jerky to you, and you're in love with your $30,000 savings account. So that's when I just said this, your head just spun around twice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but knowing what I know, having lived as long as I've lived and as many people as I've gotten out of debt and taught them how to be wealthy, and me included and Chris included, we know that we, as fast as we possibly can, need to get rid of the debt and then very quickly rebuild your emergency fund. You need 3 to 6 months of expenses emergency fund. You make $8,000 a month. Okay? You're in good shape, man. You're killing it. What's your career?
I'm in mortgage.
Okay, good. You're doing great. So here's the thing. We pay off the car and we put 20 and we put, let's see, you said you had 30. Is it actually exactly 30,000 that you have?
I have around 30,500.
Okay, good. All right. So baby step one is $1,000. I want you to leave $1,000 in there, which gives us 29,500. Right? Okay, that pays off $9,000 car. That leaves me $20,500, which means you have $6,500 left on your student loan. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
If you do that, if you follow that through, and then you're going to do that this afternoon if I'm you. Okay?
Okay, so just leave 1,000.
Leave 1,000 in there as your little baby starter emergency fund. Now, making $8,000 and you only got $6,500 in debt, I would expect you to pay that debt off within 2 months, wouldn't you?
2 months. Yeah, that's definitely something I can do.
$3,200 a month and you're done. Then I want you to save $4,000 or $5,000 a month into that $1,000 account, baby step 3, and let's start raising this back up. Now, walk through the math with me here for a second. $1,000 has got your stomach in your throat, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Month 1, it's still there. But now you got month 2, it's still there, but now you got 0 debt and no payments. You still with me?
Yeah.
Month 3, you're going to put $4,000 into that account, and you're going to have $5,000 90 days from today. Month 4, you following this?
Yeah.
You're going to have another $4,000, so now you're going to be at roughly $10,000 in this account. 4 months from today, you're going to be 100% debt-free with $10,000 in the account. Does that feel a little bit better?
That does. I think what initially held me back was just seeing all that savings.
Yeah, because it feels like it's forever.
That's
and my
right.
point is it's only for 4 months. 5 months is 15.
That's right.
6 months is 20. 7 months is,
You're
8
gonna
months
grow it.
from today, you're going to have $30,000 and no. There you go.
Once you are completely debt-free, except for your house, the next step is baby step 3. And that is getting 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the bank. A question I get asked a lot is like, well, should we have like 3 months of expenses or should it be like more like 6? And I'm like, it doesn't really matter, wherever you want to go. And I'll be honest, it's funny. Usually a lot of men land at like the 3-month mark. Like once they get 3 months, they're like, all right, let's move on to baby step 4. A lot of women are like, oh, I like to be more around the 6-month mark. Women's number one financial fear is the lack of security. So naturally, they're going to lean more towards the 6 month. I know I do. We actually have an emergency fund for our emergency fund because I'm like, I just want to make sure we have a ton in savings. It just makes me feel better. So I personally lean more towards 6. Winston's probably like most guys. He'd probably lean more towards 3, but whatever you want to do. Now, again, these expenses are your operating expenses. This is not you budgeting, okay, if I want to go on a huge fashion shopping spree or we're going to go on vacation. No. Your operating expenses. Like, what is the amount of money you need to have to keep the lights on, to keep food on the table, to keep things operating like they would be otherwise? That is what the emergency fund is for. It's there in case of a job loss. It's there in case of a medical emergency. Whatever comes up that is unexpected in a big emergency, this fund is there to catch you. It's like your major safety net between you and life. And you have to think of this as insurance, not an investment. Say it with me through your phone or computer. Insurance, not an investment. You're going to get a pile of money saved in the bank. And some of you out there are going to be like, oh my gosh, we could invest this and make so much more money. It's just sitting there like making nothing. Listen, that is what it is for. You have to think of this as insurance because you want to be able to keep it liquid. You want to be able to get to it quickly. So I would recommend having this in a money market account, or even you could do a traditional savings account, but it needs to be there so that you can get to it quickly. I went to my Facebook community and I found some people that are in baby step 3. And this is what they said. It feels like my worries dissipated because of no debt life and the fact I was able to accomplish baby step 2 on schedule. Losing extra overtime to spend with my kids doesn't bother me anymore. That was the very surprising experience I had. I listen to the podcast every day, write on my journal, do my budget religiously, and being intentionally positive 98% of the time. Single mom of 2 here, and it can be done. Melrose, you're killing it. Such a great job. Tiffany said we stayed motivated by sacrificing a lot so that we could see a lot of progress being made quickly. We looked at our budget often and forecasted when we would get the next $10,000 paid off and when we would be completely debt-free. It feels great knowing that we were on our way to building wealth now instead of just paying for bad decisions. Guys, baby step 3, it is possible. It is possible. And could you just sit there and imagine having no debt and having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the bank? Incredible. It puts you at a completely different place mentally and financially. It's so great. You can do this.
Hey guys, George Camel here with another Minute Money hack. I'm here at Cody's Automotive in Franklin, Tennessee, and I'm super revved up to talk about car hacks today. Now I know what you're thinking, what does George know about CV joint boosts, intake manifold gaskets, and clutch pack pistons? Well, I know less than you think. That's why I have friends like Cody.
Hey.
Cody, here's how this works. I'm gonna start the clock, and we're gonna take this thing from 0 to 60 seconds in, 60 seconds.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Don't overpay for gas. You can download a smartphone app like Gas Buddy to find the cheapest gas near you. Also, you can use a GPS app like Waze or Google Maps to avoid traffic jams and find the best routes while you're at it. Some shops will repair your tire for free regardless of where you bought it.
Speaking of tire pressure, your recommended tire pressure is actually in your door jamb. Usually it's around 32 PSI. I like to run mine around 34, 35. You'll get a little better fuel economy that way too.
Clean your teeth and your headlights with the same product. Good old-fashioned toothpaste. Just rub some on a damp cloth and put a little elbow grease in it.
I like to use Lemon Pledge. It works great and it smells good too.
Use an app like Retail Me Not to find great deals on oil changes near you.
A lot of shops lose money on oil changes, so don't get sucked into unnecessary repairs.
Don't overpay for car insurance. Connect with an endorsed local provider in your area. They shop the top companies to find you the best rates. And thanks to Cody at Cody's Automotive.
Anytime, George.
And there's your Minute Money hack.
It's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, one of our own Ramsey Solutions family members, team members here. Ashley Kraft is with us. She's one of the creative recruiters. That doesn't mean that she's creative as a recruiter. It means she recruits creatives. Yes. She probably is creative as a recruiter, though, too. So, and her husband, Joshua. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So how long have you been with us?
I've been working at Ramsey for about a year and a half.
Okay, cool. I thought it was about that amount of time.
Yes.
And just verify that. So how much debt have you guys paid off?
We've paid off $169,000, $156.
Wow. And how long did that take?
Just under 3 years.
3 years, okay. And I won't ask your income since you work here.
Thank
and
you.
Half of your teammates are standing around. Completely unfair. But what kind of debt was the $169,000?
Pretty much everything. We had car loans, student loans, credit cards, iPhone payments on AT&T, everything.
Kind of normal.
Mm-hmm.
Just anything we wanted, we bought it and had a payment.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that made you normal. How long have you guys been married?
4.5 years.
Yeah, almost 5.
Okay, so you're married a couple of years and something happens and you went, I'm getting out of this mess. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's really just when we're dating, we think we're going to combine our incomes and just be set. You know, we're going to have double the income. And 6 months in, we were broke. And I mean, just every week it was checking our bank account. Can I buy at the grocery store? You know, can I get gas today or do I need to wait till tomorrow? And it just wasn't working for us and really just kind of hit that point where we had to change it.
Yeah. So what'd you do?
So actually, I was listening to the podcast. My brother introduced me. And
to mine. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And kind of started thinking about it and visiting my family. I found an old CD FPU kit.
Wow.
And from 15 years ago.
The leather one with all the CDs
The
in
leather
it.
one, yeah. Leatherette. It wasn't real leather. Leatherette.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I brought it home, and I was nervous to talk to her about it. I didn't know how she'd feel. But
I'm the spender. I'm the free spirit.
Yeah.
So.
So we listened to it on a car trip, straight, all 9 lessons, and we were on board from then.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had the stress point, and you're like, and then the CDs come along. So actually, at what point on this car trip, what were you listening to when you went, I think we need to do this?
Well, it was actually beforehand. So when he brought that FPU kit home from Maryville, Tennessee, which is where he visited his dad, he brought it home and he was nervous to tell me. And he came and he said, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired and broke? I was like, yes. And so we went downstairs and for the first time ever totaled up all of our debt. And really it was heartbreaking to see. And so at that point, it was the moment where I knew we either do something drastic or we're going to be in this for the rest of our lives. Yeah. And so that heartbreaking moment was really when I said, I am the free spirit, but I want to be a free spirit later with money and be able to serve differently and give differently. And we have a 11-week-old, and so we just wanted to change our family tree for our daughter as well.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and so it wasn't hard once I saw that number, and once I had a plan. Once I have a plan, I can get on board.
There's kind of the process where you have the oh crap moment.
Yes.
And then you go, okay, something's got to give.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. I think there's a moment there where we all grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go, oh yeah, I got to change this.
Yep.
Yeah. For us, it was a 3-hour silent period where we just kind of stared at the numbers and we just didn't know what to do. I mean,
You wait on them to shrink,
Yes.
and they don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
This can't be real.
I married into most of our debt too. A lot of it was his student loans, and he didn't have his degree yet. And so it was really hard for me as his new wife to accept that he has all this student loan debt. He doesn't even have his degree. Like, this is ridiculous. And so it was a moment for us to accept what we've done, and I had some of it as well. But for me to really say, we're going to tackle this together, and I still love you, but this is something we have to tackle together.
So when you're recruiting a creative, do you talk about your personal story at all?
Oh, 100%.
All the time?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, getting somebody, a creative to come to work on our team, someone in one of our many creative positions that we have around here. So, and because you're responsible for hiring 4 or 5 people a month, aren't you?
Yes.
Roughly. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So this is It's really come. I mean, and then you come over here halfway through your get out of debt journey and come to work here.
Yes.
Now, how did this happen? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so partway through our journey, actually really closer to the beginning, Josh worked like 4 or 5 super random jobs. I decided to start a calligraphy and design business, and so I am a creative. And really, I was working a job that I absolutely hated, but I had to work because we had so much debt and I couldn't do anything except work. And so for me, partway through our debt-free journey, I didn't want to hate every day. I wanted to thrive in what I was doing. And so I decided I'm going to find work that I love right now. And I'm going to find a job that really makes an impact. And honestly, this is the only place I wanted to work. So I applied, accepted the job, and we absolutely love it here.
Very cool. Very cool. So you guys moved here?
Yep, from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. All right. Cool. And what do you do, Joshua?
I work at Schneider Electric.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's right
Very
up the road.
good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, way to go. All right. Now you've done it. You're heroes. $169,000. What is the secret to getting out of debt?
For me, it was just kind of just being able to go to work really was the first one, and then not caring what people think. You know, you really have to swallow your pride when you sell your nice car and you start driving to work, you know, in just a piece of junk. And, you know, just knowing that people are seeing you, seeing the changes you're making, and just being okay with that. So that was mine.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier, but just really accepting the fact that we did this, and you have to really look yourself in the mirror. And that's the hardest part, is to kind of forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you made and realize we need to get out of this. But that's a hard part. And then again, I'm the free spirit, so I love spending money. So saying no to yourself is really hard. But I think keeping your why front and foremost. One of the things that we did all the time was we had dream dates. And so we'd go out to dinner and we'd make dinner and we would just talk about what is our why, to keep that front and center. That was really important to us, and we loved our dream dates. So
yeah, that's really neat. Joshua, what'd you find out about this young lady throughout this journey?
She is really just unstoppable. If she puts her mind to it, there's nothing she can't do. I mean, she started her business, and just really seeing us being through this whole process, just seeing how just she can just do anything.
That's awesome. So. Ashley, what about you? What'd you learn about Joshua?
He loves Excel spreadsheets, and I hate them. So he is our nerd, and I love him because I don't think like that. And I come to our budget meetings, but I hate them unless there's like a category for bows for our daughter or something cute. So that makes me happy.
Very fun. Very fun. All right. Are you going to put Everly in the shot here?
We'd love to.
Let's have her in there. So way to go, you guys. We're so proud of you. We got a copy of Chris's book, but you probably already have one. You're definitely in the next chapter here to be Everyday Millionaires. And how old is Everly now?
She is 11 weeks.
11 weeks. Oh, my gosh. Just barely old enough. There we go. That's good.
So
she just screamed, I'm debt free. I heard her.
Yeah. She's better now.
That's awesome. All right. Joshua and Ashley and Everly, $169,000 paid off in 3 years. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free!
Yeah!
Oh, that's so cool.
That's perfect.
Yes,
I love it. I love it. 11 weeks old and screaming debt free is pretty cool. I don't care what you say.
Might be the youngest one ever right there.
I think it might be.
It really is.
At least on the stage in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody might have had one in the background at their home or something, but
well, listen, I can tell you,
was front and center and in the picture right there.
Looking around out here and seeing the team members and people that she's impacted, recruited, and worked with, being out to celebrate. This place, Ramsey Solutions, is a different place, and it's displayed when you see team members smiling from ear to ear, grinning, rooting for another team member who's crossed the finish line. That's something special, people.
Absolutely.
That's special.
Absolutely. Good family.
There
well done, you guys. We're so proud of you. Well done. I love it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
been lied to. We've been told that debt is normal. Credit cards are a must. And stressing over money is just how it is. Financial Peace University was created to help everyday people just like you take control of their money. FPU coordinators are the reason that Financial Peace University has reached over 6 million people, helping them overcome the lies, dump debt, and change the course of their financial future forever. You can start helping people today, regardless of your experience with Financial Peace University. After you've signed up to become a volunteer coordinator, there are 3 steps we will walk you through. First, you'll set up your class. Just pick a location and a time that works for you. You can lead in any public space, your local church, your home, or even online. Whenever you're ready, just set up your class through your digital account. Our team can help you decide which option is right for you. Next, invite people. Once you're set up, spread the word to your friends and neighbors. If your class is public, people can search for it online. Or you can keep it private and only invite people you know. We'll even help you get the word out with a ton of resources to promote your class. Finally, just start meeting. Your class members will watch video lessons taught by our team of financial experts. Then you'll facilitate group discussions and encourage members on their journey ahead. You can either watch the video lessons together or have members watch lessons on their own before meeting for group discussions. Your account comes with everything you need to lead and manage your class with confidence. Stream video lessons, take training courses, send messages to class members, access lesson guides, and much more. Here's the best part. Leading a class is completely free with the included digital leader materials. If you want to purchase physical materials, just sign into your coordinator dashboard for exclusive product discounts. Look, you don't have to be a money expert to be a coordinator. You don't have to be debt-free. You don't even have to take the class before leading one. All you need is a desire to help people learn the truth, that there is a proven plan for them to take control and win with their money. Come join us and volunteer to be a coordinator today.
Cliff and I joined Christian Healthcare Ministries because we really liked the concept of Christians sharing each other's burdens. And we really experienced that firsthand when Cliff was diagnosed with heart disease.
Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, is not health insurance, but rather a federally approved exemption to the healthcare law. It's a time-tested model to help take care of your healthcare costs. It's Christians helping other Christians by sharing each other's medical bills.
Adjusting to a new system of paying for healthcare was kind of tricky, but that's where CHM stepped in, and they really helped navigate that water with the hospital and the payment.
Want to see if CHM is the right fit for your healthcare needs? Check out our website at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget.
It was just such a relief to know that financial burden was going to be taken care of.
Our scripture of the day, James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. The Dalai Lama said, remember that not getting what you want is sometimes a wonderful stroke of luck. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Chris Hogan is my co-host today here on the air. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Daniel is in Winston-Salem. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Hey, Dave and Chris. It's good to get to talk to you guys.
You too. What's up?
I was calling. I have a question about long-term disability insurance. Me and my wife is on. We're going to be a baby step 4 next month, and I'm the sole income provider. I've started having some vision issues that could potentially be the start of heading into blindness, potentially, but we don't know that yet. I visited one doctor, and he's sending me to a specialist, but haven't had a diagnosis yet. So my question is, would it be immoral to go and try to get long-term disability insurance at this moment, knowing that I'm having these symptoms? And then also, if I could get long-term disability insurance, what should I look out for when I buy it?
Most of them are going to ask medical questions, and you would have to lie on that medical question, which would be not only immoral, it'd be called fraud. But if you don't lie and you have a long-term disability policy that you can apply for that does not require a medical screening or medical questionnaire, then that's fine. Do they have long-term disability through your work?
I'm a realtor, so I don't have.
There may be one. There may be some through the National Association of Realtors.
Okay.
Sometimes there's like association group plans and things. I would check on that. And again, all you've got to do is to tell the truth.
Right.
And if it does not require a medical, then it doesn't require a medical. You haven't done anything wrong. But obviously, or I guess I should say obvious. Maybe it's not obvious to everybody, but obviously to me, you should not, and to you probably, you should not lie on the thing, because it's A, it's wrong, and B, it's called fraud. So, and it'd be undone if you lied, because they'll come back and say, well, you had this diagnosis ahead of time, and you would lose the coverage anyway. What you look for, the main things to remember are just if you can get inflation kickers that kick the income up due to inflation ever so often. That's one thing to look for. Another is you want to know what your elimination period is, which is same as your deductible.
That's exactly right. And that's the amount that you have to pay before the insurance kicks in. And so that elimination period is a very crucial word, and you want to be aware of it.
Yeah. So is it a 90-day elimination period, meaning from the time of disability is declared until you get money would be 90 days. And by the way, 90 days is a fairly standard elimination period. That's kind of like a $500 deductible on a car or something like that. That's what you would expect to see. 30 days is highly unusual and usually much more expensive. And 6 months, if you can get that, might save you on the premiums if you can get the policy. So those are the main things you're going to want to look for. But in your case, I think you've got a lot more things to worry about than the actual policy features.
Yeah.
Is just whether or not you can get one issued or not.
Yeah, and Daniel, do like Dave said, definitely check with the National Association of Realtors to find out what group benefits you have available. But please, my friend, also get a second and third opinion so you can really find out exactly what it is you're dealing with. And you're down in North Carolina, so that's a cradle for fantastic care down there. But make sure you're getting to a specialist so you understand. You're awfully young to be dealing with a challenge like that, my friend. So my prayers go out to you and your family.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Tyler is up next, and Tyler is in Missoula, Montana. Hi, Tyler. How are you?
Hey, Dave and Chris. Great to speak to you both.
You too. What's up?
Awesome. I'm 22. Just started baby step 4. And I've decided to go to the university here, get the 4-year, and then go to the law school and just cash flow it.
Good.
So I'm curious if I should, one, stop investing for my retirement, and 2, if I should treat this more like baby step 3, like kind of, because it's going to be future debt, kind of trying to attack that before it happens.
Yeah. Yes, I would stop investing and just pile up cash as high as you can pile it so that you can get through school debt free. And if you do that, you are a better investment than a mutual fund is.
Yep.
Okay.
And Tyler, will you be working while you're going to undergrad?
Yeah, I'm an independent contractor.
That's fantastic.
With my dad. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, you will give yourself more and more options, the more debt that you can avoid, even with law school. And I mean, I want you to bust it in the summers and really understand that, hey, you are going to avoid a heartache and headache. I know some attorneys that have had some legal debt hanging around for 15 and 20 years. So the more of that you avoid, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, you're gonna not regret a moment of that.
Not at all.
If you pay cash all the way through and you've saved that up and cash flow this, that is a huge accomplishment. I'd be very proud of you. Sandra's in Indianapolis. Hi, Sandra. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. How can we help?
Hi, Dave. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a bit of a dilemma I want your advice on. We attempted to refinance our mortgage. We started the process in August. We have a balloon payment that matured at the end of September, and we're trying to get that refi done in time, and they said it was fine to do it. They dragged everything. Sorry, I'm very nervous.
End of last September or this coming September?
This last September.
So you're overdue on the balloon payment by 2 months.
So now, exactly, we're overdue now because they delayed, and I kept calling trying to hurry the process up, and they kept having excuses, and now they're saying they can't do the refi. They've declined us now.
Why?
Because we're overdue.
Sandra,
So
what was the reason they gave you for the decline?
The initial reason they gave us was because they can't do a refinance once the balloon payment has become due.
Okay, you need to go to a different mortgage company. You're trying to work with your existing mortgage company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, you need to run away from them, and should have
we
months
want to run away from them.
Yeah.
The problem is though that now we're showing as defaulted. Is this going to affect our credit? I mean,
it may.
We're now late.
It may. What's the house worth?
The house is worth $235,000.
And what do you owe on the mortgage?
We owe $117,000.
Okay, you got tons of equity. You're going to be okay.
Is there a HELOC or second mortgage on this property?
No, there's a second mortgage, but we're going to pay that off.
How much is the second? Okay, how much is the second mortgage?
Oh, it's like $13,000.
How much cash do you have?
We have about 25.
Yeah.
And do you have investments that are not retirement investments?
We do not know. They're all 401k.
How much is in your 401k?
Probably about 130 or somewhere there.
Okay. All right. Here's our scenario. Number one, you got to breathe because you're really scared, and you don't need to be scared. You don't need to be scared. You don't need to be scared because the only time I cash out a 401k is to avoid a foreclosure.
Yeah.
And so you're not going to get foreclosed on. Worst case scenario is you cash out your 401k, put $25K with it, and you're going to pay off the house. That's your worst case scenario. You're not going to do that, but that keeps you from losing the house with all this equity, and we'll start again fresh. Okay? Now, what you do when you hang up, I want you to call Churchill Mortgage that we've endorsed for 20 plus years on this show, 25 years on this show. And I tell you what, better than that, I'm going to put you on hold, and Kelly is going to pick up, and she's going to hand you white glove to Churchill Mortgage and get this solved for her. Tell Churchill I said get this solved. And I bet you they can do it. I bet you they can walk. Matter of fact, Hank just walked in and he can make that happen.
Yep.
So you got to be careful when you walk in the booth right at the end of the show. You get a new
into
job.
Existence.
There you go. Good job, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Good job to James and to Kelly there in the booth. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. People call my show all the time complaining about how awful their timeshares are. And yet you guys have been really having good success getting people out of their timeshares.
We have. We kind of helped create this industry. Now there's a lot of exit companies out there. They come and they go. Timeshare exit team is different. I mean, we've now have, almost 20,000 people out of timeshare contracts.
Actual results.
Actual results.
Big deal.
Our guarantee is that if we can't get you out of your timeshare, we give you your money back.
Hey, if you need out, Timeshare Exit Team is the team, the only team that I trust to help you. Schedule your free consultation by calling 844-999-EXIT or timeshareexitteam.com.